wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called so you spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJ show. How y'all doing here today?
Good morning.
I got a case of dehydration.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what I woke up feeling like I was drinking the desert. And I was drinking some water this morning, and then I was going to get some more water when I got in here, but I got caught up in a conversation with the witch. Never made it to the kitchen.
Did you get into that nip last night?
The what?
Did you have a little alcoholic beverage?
I had a shot of one, but that shouldn't dehydrate me too bad.
No.
That peanut butter whiskey I was telling you about. I feel like cured my taste buds.
Now that you've got your sense of taste back, you're just letting everything dance on your tongue, huh?
I'm just letting it all
You're tasting
dance.
everything.
Oh, we're having a dance party up in here.
Watch out for the bird, because he's tasting everything.
I'm tasting it all. Look
He might
out.
just taste you.
I might bite you.
Yes. The taste of everything.
I can taste people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just nice to lick and taste and just feel like a human.
It is. What a great thing for a Tuesday. Yes. Well, I know today's a couple big food days. What is today, like National Waffle Day? Is that what it is?
It is.
Everything's got a day.
Everything has a day, and they're pairing them up with other holidays because it's also National Restaurant Day.
International Restaurant
Day.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they got that going on. I know, so it's a lot of food stuff. Like in America, we need to celebrate food more. Don't we have a problem already?
We need to have treadmill day.
Right. We're a husky country.
That National Workout Day, I never hear anybody observing that.
Nope.
That National Push-Up Day, I never hear of that one.
Well,
Sounds terrible.
That's boring.
Yeah. National Jumping Jack Day, we just don't ever have that. Nobody celebrates
Did
that.
you say Applejack?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the debate is going on today as to whether or not people like the waffles, pancakes, or the French toast more. So
When I was playing baseball, we were up in Georgia. I remember it was this little mom and pop restaurant. It was the best waffle I ever had. And what they did was they took bacon and they mixed that in the batter.
yeah,
And
smart.
They had a maple/strawberry syrup.
Yeah.
The whole combination, the butter was sweet, made of honey. And,
Nobody knows how to get fat like the South.
Yeah. No, it was the
I gotta tell you,
fattest.
if you were like, hey, where can I go to put on some weight? You know what? Go to the South.
And I remember I paired it with a chocolate milk, and it just was a big, big old party.
Big and full. So there you go. So whatever your choice is of the three, if you get up, you can celebrate today with National Waffle Day. Cool. More technical problems.
Oh, no. The computer's giving you trouble again?
Yeah, I was trying to get his screen back, and it widened all the way to where we have no buttons at all.
So do you need me to hit it? It's KVJ, dirt of the day.
So we will do that then? All right.
Day 2 of the computer just working you over.
It's not really day 2, Virginia.
Of this week.
Oh, you can tell,
I've only been here 2 days.
I know.
Look at that computer screen. That thing looks sick.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
That's the way it goes. All right, we'll skip the music. We'll go straight into the dirt of the day. What's going on today, Virginia?
I kind of liked Jay Bird's intro.
Yeah.
KVJ,
Dirt of the day.
It's the KVJ,
Dirt of the day.
Thank you, Bird. Well, it looks like they upped Tory Lanez's bail money. You know, we told you the story about how he had gone on stage at the Rolling Loud Festival and came within 100 yards of Megan Thee Stallion. He's the one and she's the one, you know, they had that thing where he shot her in the foot.
Yes.
And there's an order of protection where he can't come within 100 yards of her.
It actually seemed reasonable. I kind of agree with the judge on that.
Totally, but I don't know. I mean, the judge decided not to throw him in jail or anything. He just increased his bail.
Okay.
So he went from having to pay a $190,000 bail to a $250,000 bail.
I mean, if you shoot somebody in the foot, You got to hashtag be cool, man.
And the thing is, they were arguing, and he was yelling at her as he did it. So it wasn't like it was an accident. It was at least in anger, and maybe the gun went off accidentally, but it wasn't like it was in his waistband and, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They were actually in an argument, which makes it worse.
And to me, all you need to know is just her reaction to it afterwards. She's had time to cool down, and she's not cool about it.
No.
Yeah.
It looks like another accuser took the stand yesterday in R. Kelly's trial. I mean, it sounds like day after day, they're just going to put these young women on the stand to talk about what happened. The one yesterday testified that she was abused when she was just 17 by R. Kelly on his tour bus in hotel rooms. And she says, I was still in high school when it all happened. I guess she was an aspiring singer, and she had reached out to him hoping he could help her with her musical career. And he was like, sure, I'll be happy to help you with your musical career. She also testified that he once beat her with a shoe.
What?
And gave her the herpes.
Oh, jeez.
There's a bunch of people saying he gave the herpes, huh?
Yes, a bunch. And we've only just begun. This is only like, I don't know, a week into this. And it sounds like they've got women planned for every single day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a lot, huh?
They do.
And now calling witness number 3,824.
Exactly.
It seems like he's going down.
Yeah, he should go down. He really should. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Cool. All right. Well,
It's time for viral audio. Ain't but nobody got time for that.
all right. I guess I'll just play some of these clips because we can't do anything else here. So, all right.
There was some good
Wow.
clips.
I've never seen your computer do that.
Oh my gosh.
It's always fun, huh? Something
That's
new every day.
interesting.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Is the clips even working?
I don't know.
Your computer looks like a video game. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
No,
I
you're-
guess we could play video games. Does that work on the radio?
It does look like a video. It looks like a video game from 1987.
It looks like Pong.
It does.
This is the new system, right? Yeah,
This is the new
This is the new,
system?
yeah, the new and improved
Oh,
system
no.
here. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Probably should have stayed home today.
It's not too late. I mean, you don't live that far. You
you're
can
right.
just turn this thing
I
around.
just extend that vacation by a couple more days.
Just start walking north.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of part of our charm. Nothing works. It's real sloppy.
Is it charming?
It's adorable.
Yeah, it's cute. All right, well, we'll just keep continuing on with the show, and then as soon as I get done with material at 7 a.m., we'll go home.
Okay.
All right. So what you got on your mind today, Jay Bird?
Oh, no. Well, honestly, to be quite honest with you, it was National Waffle Day, but
Oh,
Kevin
okay.
hijacked my... So during commercial break, I was going to have a backup plan.
I got you then. Don't worry about it. I got plenty of things to rant on over here, at least for right now. There's a couple things. I always like staying on the health game, and there's a couple things that grabbed my eye here when it comes to that. One is, do you brush your teeth before or after you have breakfast?
I do it after, and I saw the article saying it's bad for you.
Yeah.
But I read it quick, so why is it bad?
The reason is because if you do it right after, you still have acid on your teeth. And if you then start brushing that acid, you can brush it into the enamel, thus weakening your teeth.
The dentist told me that about Rocco because,
Yeah.
Rocco loves the sweets. The dentist said, look, it's far better just to swish and rinse all that acid, all that sugar, all that food out than it is to brush because you brush it in.
Right.
So swish and rinse is way better.
Yeah, they say, according to the American Dental Association, you should wait an hour after eating. Some dentists say 30 minutes is enough. And it is kind of a debate because sometimes, I sit around at home for several hours getting ready for the show for when the computer doesn't work. And so, what you do is you're like, okay, do I want to get up right away and brush my teeth? Because then I'm going to eat, but then I got food sitting in my mouth for 6-7 hours, whatever, until I get home.
You got potato
Maybe later.
teeth, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like, okay, I want to get up, attack the food right now as I eat first thing in the morning, and then brush it away But then you get in that thing where if you wait too long, you're like, oh, you forget. And the worst thing you don't want to do is, I'm not going to brush my teeth. I'm going to eat breakfast. And then you forget to brush right after you have breakfast.
That's rough.
That's the problem. And that if you're really abiding by it, that 30 to 60 minutes that they recommend so you don't brush the enamel off your teeth, that gives you enough time to just kind of, you know what, it just slipped my mind because 10 other things came up.
When y'all were little kids, did you guys do that swish thing in school? You had to have your parents sign a paper, and then once every week, or either once a morning or once every week, everyone would get this pink little solution, and you'd swish it around the classroom. And I remember one year my mom didn't sign it, and all the kids would do it.
Was it fluoride?
It was
Yeah.
fluoride.
Yeah.
But you had to get permission.
It was so gross.
It was the most disgusting thing
I remember
ever.
being gross, yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
Well, and they had unique, I think did we have little pink cups? And they were the tiniest things, and I've never seen those before or since. I'm like, so who is the company that just made kids fluoride cups for elementary schools?
Yeah, I remember we did it for about 4 years, and then it went away.
Yeah.
I never switched again. Magnolia, Rocco, Cannon, they don't do that stuff?
No, I think that, aren't they supposed to put it in the water or something like that?
I think it's in our water,
Yeah.
and I think the toothpaste has it in it.
Yeah,
That's so 1988.
it really, yeah. If you got to be a certain age to even totally get what you're talking about right
You got to
now.
be old.
Yeah. So they say brushing before breakfast is probably the best thing because it also actually even adds a thin layer that protects your teeth from all that acid you're about to put on it. So
Okay.
if you're looking for the right strategy, and lately I've been bantering back and forth, probably best to just get right up, attack the toothbrushing, eat your breakfast, be about your day.
How's your tooth doing?
Oh, my tooth is great. It is doing
Good.
great. I've got, man, it's so nice to have that one, that aggravation relieved. Yeah, no more tooth pain. I'm all good.
Tooth pain is the worst, man. Out of
Yeah.
anything I've ever gone through in my life, including my kidney operation, my tooth was the worst.
Shuts down
pain.
your day.
It does.
Shuts down your day. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Oh, I was sleeping so good last night on that new medicine I'm doing. You get vivid, deep dreams and sleep. It really is awesome.
Okay.
But I'm sleeping and I feel this tap, 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 tap on my arm. I'm like, what's going on? It's Magnolia, and she's bawling, crying.
Oh, no.
Mom, I need you to come to my bed with me. And I've got a headache, and I've been crying, and she's got boy issues.
Oh, no. Oh,
So,
no.
yeah, 1:30 to about 3 o'clock, I was in her room, soothing her back to sleep. Then I went back to bed, and then the alarm went off at 4:15. So,
Mama, I'm
a
sorry.
little rocked.
Do you need some waffles?
No, I do not need waffles. I'm in the middle of a intensive deworming cleanse. I can't have any carbs, any sugar, none of that.
You're doing this, huh?
I am. I'm on day
Still
3.
riding it?
Today's day 3.
Yeah.
And I did really good yesterday. I did really good Monday. So I'm still looking. I don't have any worms yet.
Okay. Yeah, I think a majority of people don't, is from what I read about that. Wasn't it maybe only like 11% of the people that actually do it have
It
any kind of...
depends on which article you read. I read anywhere from 11 to 30. And then
Okay.
the 30 is, of course, the one that freaked me out. And then they were like, well, if you eat a lot of raw fish, you probably have worms. I was like, oh my God, I love raw fish.
You're making me want to leave.
That is rough.
I wanted waffles. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not in the war.
Kind of took you out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with deworming stuff. There's been in the news as well, that ivermectin that everybody's trying to pop down for the COVID.
It's popular right
Yeah,
now.
it's like a horse and cow deworming medicine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate the term deworming.
It's kind of gnarly. Yeah, I saw that on Friday, 70% of all the calls to poison control in Mississippi were people that had taken the ivermectin apparently incorrectly. Yeah.
That's your backyard, Virginia.
Yeah. In Mississippi, they don't read the bottle. They just, let me just take 5 of these and I'll be good.
Let's go
It's
to
all
worms.
good.
Reading's overrated.
Yeah. All right, Bird, want to give you the stage if you want. Anything
Yes,
on your mind?
I do. So
Okay.
yesterday, I was very excited. Taste Buds came back.
Yes, right.
And like I said, I had a shot of some peanut butter whiskey. So I ordered my food in. I love ordering food. It gets me excited.
Yeah.
So I ordered a sub.
Okay.
A cheese sub with a bunch of condiments on it.
All right.
But what they did was they ended up putting way too much chipotle dressing on there.
The spicy.
Oh,
okay,
that's
yeah.
all you could taste. I couldn't even get through the sub.
You can't handle that spice.
Well, it's a bully ingredient, and you have to make sure the person applying it is doing it so carefully. That's why going in is important. You can see what's going on.
Do they teach ratios in some of those places? Because I do realize everything is, it's like, to me, when you bake a cake, you want to put in a certain amount of this, a certain amount of that. When you build a sub, it's kind of the same thing. You want a certain amount of this, certain amount of that, certain amount of sauce. And if you get those things wrong, then you throw off the flavor profile.
You're 110% right, Fat Kevin. And the other thing too, I do love a lot of condiments on the sub, but there's certain stuff that it's like you said, there's a balance. If you're
Right.
gonna do Chipotle
Yeah.
sauce, it's got to be a thin line, Virginia. It can't be. I opened it up, and the whole thing was orange, full of this sauce.
yeah, you can't do that. Come on, guys.
So what I had to do, because I was just yearning for a sub, I had to order another sub from a pub. So I ordered it from Publix.
Okay.
And they gave me a good sub.
Okay. Always do.
If anything has spice in it, you should always order that sauce on the side.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a heavy-handed clerk,
Yes, some people really are crappy at making subs, man. And you can tell, I can always see it in someone's eyes when I know they're not going to make me a good sub. I can feel it in the air. There's an energy.
There are different businesses you can walk into and you eyeball the person that's working and you're like, this is not going to be a good round. And there's something inside of you saying, just walk out.
Yes, there is.
Don't put
Run.
yourself through
Don't
it.
walk, run.
But you look so weird if you walk in, walk up to a counter and just make eye contact, turn around and walk right out.
Well, what sucks is there's this one sub place where there's two people work. One employee's amazing, the other one is just terrible, and they always have a long line. And you try to time it out to where you don't get the crappy employee,
Right.
Because there's zero heart.
Yeah.
Does not. If you ask for extra cheese and you'll pay,
Right.
there's an attitude.
Yeah.
It's just
Who needs that attitude, right?
you can feel the vibe.
Yes, there you go. All right, well, happy National Waffle Day today. Did you know that the pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks?
ooh, I love it.
And Duncan.
And Duncan, they got their little
Duncan.
fall menu stuff going on.
Get it, Bert, get
I
it.
think what's going on is we got this dang pandemic so much that's going on, and people just want the comfort stuff.
They
Give it to
have-
me. This is the earliest Starbucks has ever done theirs.
All the Halloween stuff
Yeah.
is coming out. I was at
Yeah.
Home Goods yesterday, and the Dollar Tree. If you like cheap, cute Halloween decorations, they were putting it out yesterday at Dollar Tree.
I was telling Denny's,
it goes quick.
this is going to be the year where I rediscover my love for Halloween. Living in a townhouse and an apartment for the last 13 years, Halloween is dead around those parts.
Oh, okay,
Having
yeah.
a house now in a neighborhood, a king-size Snickers, we're going to be giving out Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
You need to decorate your yard.
Okay, you're
That's
gonna be ready
fun.
for them,
Oh,
huh?
me and my neighbor talk. Your friends and my friends, we're gonna do a dual Halloween thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, dueling houses.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love it.
All right, people getting all fired up for that. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. Now, Jaybird's got a couple neighbors, one that he likes and he does dueling things with, another that he just doesn't really seem to be able to get a hold of because they have something going on in the backyard they're a little bit neglectful about. You've got an update with the fence issue where it's been caving in on yours?
Yeah, it's gotten real bad. It collapsed onto my fence, and it's now so low. If you look from their yard, you can see me naked if you want. If you wanted to, you could.
Okay.
You should give him that dong.
Okay.
We talked yesterday.
All right, we got an update on what's going on with Jaybird's neglectful neighbor coming up. And look, Denny's did it again. The computer is fixed.
Yay!
The KVJ Show will be right back. 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, so Jaybird has had this neighbor who's got a fence that's been falling in on yours, but they don't respond to anything. You leave them notes, you go over to their house, and they're not doing or saying anything. You brought this up about what do you do? People said, just kick that thing back into the yard and build your fence back up. But apparently it's just falling all the way in now, huh?
You have to get into their backyard, and it's been a family affair. You know, I've had family members drop off a note. I've knocked. I think we've 2 or 3 times, but I found out yesterday that one of my family members dropped the note off at the wrong house. We've been going to the wrong house,
Oh, boy.
Kevin.
Okay.
So yesterday,
How did that happen?
That's a very Pennington thing to do, isn't it?
I know it sounds like it's hard, or it's not easy to, or it's not
What?
hard to do.
What?
Here's what happened.
Okay.
Did your brain just break?
It did. I did not sleep well last night. If you look behind my house, It is weird because you have to walk around a very large block by the time you get over there, and a couple of the houses look similar, and by the time you kind of time it out, there's blocking where you can't really see my house, so you kind of have to time it out. And yesterday, I timed it out perfectly, and the neighbors that I needed to talk to were out in their front yard.
Okay,
good.
here we go.
So I talked to them, and they could not have been nicer.
Good.
Nice.
The one woman that's lived there for 57 years.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
I know. And her son.
Is she 104?
Her son is there taking care of her. And I just said, hey, man, my dad's coming over tomorrow. Is it cool if he gets in your backyard and just kind of fix this fence? He's like, not a problem. No worries. Just come on in the backyard. So we got it fixed. The problem was we were going to the wrong house. Dag nabbit to heck.
Dag nabbit.
It's easy to do, man. I'm telling you.
It is easy to do. I was good. I'm glad
Not
you got that
now. I
fixed.
mean, now your neighbors just to the left of you built a giant tiki hut. That thing is taller than your house.
But they just built that.
They just built
So
it.
now it
so
is
now you
easy.
can absolutely figure out which house it is.
What's funny is a lot of KVJ Nation found out where I lived at because the day of my birthday, my boy Bigfoot did that big old water slide, and
Okay.
he set that up in my backyard, and it was that size of two houses.
It was.
You could see it from Military Trail.
It was taller than a 2-story house.
Oh yeah, man!
It was awesome.
If you want to spice up your party, get a water slide, Mike. You don't even have a pool, and you did it, Virginia.
I did it, yeah, because some of them, you don't need a pool. The one that we got, it didn't empty into anything. It emptied into its own pool with this big, giant, like, inflatable barrier. So these kids were flying down it and hitting that inflatable wall about 30 miles an hour.
In a couple weeks, I'm having a big pizza party at my house, Kevin.
Okay.
And I'm throwing this out now so you guys have time to put in your calendar. I'd love for you both to come.
Oh, I'd love to get over there.
Do you
yeah.
have a date?
It's going to, whatever Saturday you guys want,
Yeah.
that you can make this happen. And this is what you got to do. You either bring a pizza from a place you love,
Okay.
or you bring ingredients to make your own pizza. And we'll
Oh, I
make that
love
in my
it. Little
neighbor's
pizza party.
pizza oven. Yes.
Okay.
So it's just going to be
Yeah.
just all types of pizza. Everyone explores different styles, and
Yeah.
then you leave very fat and sassy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got this thing for the great cauliflower crust, Virginia.
Oh, I love a cauliflower
Oh,
crust.
yeah, baby.
Look, it ain't my cup of soda, but if that's what it takes to get you to the
Okay.
party, yes.
Yeah, that pizza oven looked tricked out and awesome. I saw this, and of course, he's got anything that would be cool, but apparently the old mighty Jeff Bezos, one thing he has in his amazing house is an artisan soft serve ice cream machine, which, I mean, put that right next to a pizza oven. Wouldn't it be great? But I'm like, okay, what is the coolest thing you can have in a home? I remember growing up, the one rich kid, his dad was a surgeon, and they had a game room, pool table, and I remember when I was a kid, a stand-up video arcade game. He had that, and that was like the most unreal thing. I'm like, there's nothing cooler that you can have in a home than this.
So they do those now, and they've
Yeah.
remade them.
Refurbish them, yeah, and they'll
And-
put the games in there.
Denny's has one, and I'm about to get a Miss Pac-Man. Is that the one you like?
I have Miss Pac-Man. I have a tabletop Miss Pac-Man.
Do you have an old school table, which is very cool as
that
well?
they used to have like in Pizza Hut.
But Virginia's got the legit vintage
yeah, mine's old.
from the 80s.
That's cool.
Mine is a legit old one.
I think they just came out. Was it The Simpsons, Denny's? I think The Simpsons, they had the new game coming out, and they also have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So what else would you think would be completely awesome? I know when I was a young fat kid, I loved the soft serve ice cream. That would be tops up there. I also think if you could have your own soda fountain, that would be really cool to have in a house.
Soda fountain, and in the movie Big with Tom Hanks, there's this part where he's got the big soda machine in there,
Yeah.
and he hooks it up to where he can throw something off, hit the button, and a Coke comes out.
That's amazing.
That would be badass.
That's amazing. I remember way back in the day, Virginia got me that kegulator.
Yeah.
It was a keg fridge, and I could never figure out. It was awesome in theory, but every time you get a beer, it just come out a cup of foam. I could never get that thing tweaked right.
Well, I bought it used.
Yes.
And apparently you have to be good at maintaining those things and getting like the lines
Yeah,
right.
I think
You gotta-
it takes like a gas to push the
Yes.
beer through the lines, and you have to have that set exactly right. And if you have it one way or the other, it doesn't. It's great in theory, but not so much in execution.
I was like, I have no idea how to do this.
If a rich person said, all right, Kevin, you get either a jukebox with all of your favorite songs in it or a brand new pool table, which one do you go with?
I go pool table because, with the jukebox now, I've got like the Apple Music thing, and on your flat screen TV, I know a lot of people watch Kvj TV that way. I can play my Apple Music playlist through that, so it's almost like I already have the jukebox.
But the jukebox looks cool.
It does
It's
look
got a
cool
decor.
if you're old.
Yeah, no, man, it looks neat.
Old people love a jukebox.
I put
They
all my
do.
Elvis songs
Yeah,
in
why don't you go to
there.
Nick's Diner? They got one there for you.
Dang, my old reference.
They'll give you the hookup. Yeah, I think that's cool. Now, in fact, the one, I don't know, I have a lot of cool stuff, but the one cool thing that I did notice the other day, we've got a wine fridge.
That's fun.
And what's fun about it is that it is set right at the right temperature for wine. I mean, you'd be like, hey, just put a bottle of wine in the fridge. Yeah, but this makes, and I don't know if it does anything good for it, but it's, you just feel like you've made it when you've got a wine fridge.
Is that in your kitchen?
No, it's out in our little outdoor kitchen that we have.
His outdoors very cozy.
Yeah.
I love his backyard.
Yeah.
That artificial turf, man. That grass
Oh, yeah.
is so
Yeah.
nice, man. I'm on the fence whether I should keep the real grass or do the Kevin Ralston.
Okay.
I think you should do the fake grass.
I know, because you like things fake. I get
Well,
it.
you're a low maintenance dude. You don't need a high maintenance yard.
I spend a lot of time outside, though. I'm really getting into gardening. I like being out in nature.
Yeah.
Getting that backyard sweat.
And you want that fence because you like being naked,
I
too.
do like being naked.
It all comes together. We get it.
You don't want to show that old
Yeah.
lady your old balls.
I'm going to be that guy that definitely does gardening naked, yards hitting the sand.
Yeah, you need a fence. You need a wall.
I need a wall.
I remember when I was a kid, I always thought it would be really awesome to have a fire pole in the middle of your house. So you could go from the second level down to the first, just grabbing onto a pole and sliding down.
I get it.
It's a thing. I know somebody who built a house on the Intercoastal and had that. It was pretty cool.
It is kind of cool, isn't it?
But if you're going to go down it, just remember to wear panties. I forgot to wear panties the day they were all standing below it, and I went down it and went, oh no.
I feel like you do that a lot. I feel like you lead the league in flashing.
She doesn't wear a
people.
lot of underwear a lot, yeah, especially when she's drinking for
This
some
was
reason.
like this
What
a few
happens?
years ago. I've been wearing panties lately, but I guess I went through a stretch.
Drinks up, panties down? Is that what happens? That's kind of what goes on with
Just be
Virginia.
careful when you get on the fire pole.
Yeah.
Everyone can see your business.
Okay. It's a good thing to know. Somebody is a little confused here because we're talking about the coolest thing that you could have in home. Talking about that fake grass. I got that stuff. It is great because I'm a low maintenance dude. It's pretty easy. Somebody said, Virginia talks all kinds of S-bomb about birds' fake plants, but then encourages them to get fake grass. WTF.
Dang, getting called out.
I just believe that outside he should have fake grass because
Okay.
it's a pain in the ass. He's not going to mow it. He's going to have to hire a guy. It's
right.
expensive.
First of all, I already hire a guy and I have a great deal and it's working out wonderfully. Everyone always loves to tell me
all
all
right,
the
then
things.
do it.
Well, no.
I just think it looks better too.
Well, that's where we're.
It looks really nice, that fake grass.
It does look sharp, and that's what I got to decide.
Do whatever you want.
It's not often she says that.
Oh man, is the witch down for the count?
She only does that when she finally gives up. Just do whatever
Do
you want.
whatever you want. Why do I care?
Yeah, why do I care about you?
I tell you why, because you love me.
Sometimes.
Somebody texted in and said, I just had a party for my sister-in-law who turned 60, and we hired an ice cream truck. She loved the nostalgia of it.
That's amazing. Virginia did what? Corona ice.
Kona
Thank
ice.
you. Man,
Don't want to call it Corona ice.
Now that sounds better.
Oh, that's not going to go well.
but I would love to give that to the kids.
All right. When he plays the music, you run away.
that thing was awesome.
Yes, Kona ice is cool.
Okay, I got a couple of random questions for you. I think we all could probably use a little bit of positivity. So what would you say has been your favorite moment in 2021 so far? It is going better in 2020, right?
So like a personal moment.
It could be a personal moment. It could be something that we all witnessed. Hey, just one, if anybody even cared, just going back to a couple weeks ago, U.S. did great in the Olympics.
Yeah, they did.
There was some really cool stuff, if you got into that.
There was actually some really cool stories that you didn't really hear about, but there was some really cool USA stories from the Olympics.
Yeah, there were some good things that happened with that. So if you had to really go back and say, okay, we've got now a good solid 8 months to reflect on 2021. How's it sizing up against 2020 that we all pretty much agree we hated? some things are going right, correct?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So what would you say? What would you nominate for the best moment of 2021 so far? Love to hear that.
For me, I think mine was our family trip to Nashville. That was so fun and like getting to be back together with everybody and not worried about giving grandma COVID and
Right.
everybody being able to hug and just hang out and be in a hotel.
Okay.
Did I go camping this year, or was that last year?
Yeah, you went camping this year.
Was that-
Yeah,
that was
in
this year?
Arcadia. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. That was
Yeah.
a very weird, crazy trip. But
Yeah.
I'm so glad it happened because it was filled with weirdness.
Yeah, there's probably some cool stuff because of the pandemic that forced you into new routines that are actually, pretty cool. I know my wife and I, we never were walkers before. I know, gosh, I sound old, but, we started doing that because it was about the only thing that you could do this time last year. And so we would do it. We found that little route around Palm Beach, do it every Saturday morning, and it's one of my favorite things now.
I learned how to play the piano a bit during the pandemic. That's kind of fun and exciting.
That is cool. Yeah, that is cool. Okay, so if you got one, let us know. What doesn't get talked about enough that needs to? Something that doesn't get talked about enough that needs to get talked about.
We touched a little bit on this on, I believe, Friday, just briefly, because we put this up on KVJ Facebook, and there was a lot of heavy answers. And then there was some light ones, too.
I did see some of the heavy stuff that people want to talk about. But yeah, maybe there's something that is a great food that, people need to know about. I, am always ringing the bell cow for Publix chicken wings. And every time I go there, it seems every time it gets better. I'm just like, they've outdone it. When is there anything that you ever keep going back to and it seems to get better every time you go back to it?
I hear you, man. You got to love when that happens, when you find a meal like that.
They do the work.
They do the work.
And I know people are going to Kevin talk about them all the time. I know, but I don't feel like I'm talking about them enough.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm eating right now that's so delicious. It's just the berries from Captain Crunch, just that.
Yeah.
And I think they're putting extra sugar in it. It explodes in your mouth.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just probably secretly, with everything going on with the pandemic and everybody needs a little cheering up, they might just be putting a little bit extra sugar maybe in all these things. Yeah.
People need it.
Yeah, they're kind of doing it. I mean, the pumpkin spice latte comes back earlier than ever. Lucky Charms is bringing back their marshmallows only cereal, to that point.
So that means it's just the marshmallows?
Yeah, it's just the marshmallows, which is great because my son does this all the time. It's so silly. I got to tell my mother-in-law because she gets him the Lucky Charms and he picks through the entire box and eats only the marshmallows. And I'm like, what a waste of food. I'm one of those people, I grew up in that era where you don't waste food. And so I just hate seeing it, but I'm not going to sit there and eat, Lucky Charms.
Well, how depressing is Lucky Charms without the marshmallow?
There's nothing left to it, yes.
I mean, the marshmallow is the star.
Yeah, so they're going to be bringing that back. So that's another little positive here. Okay, throwing another random question at you here. And this is one that's also on our Facebook page. On the first date, they tell you their favorite show, and immediately you know it won't work. What was the show?
Real House of whatever.
Real Housewives of fill in the blank.
It's like, yeah.
I love the Kardashians. Kim K is my hero. Check, please.
Not working out. Yeah. Lots of great answers and a lot of those random questions you can jump into on the KVJ Show Facebook page. There's a lot of things about TikTok I don't really understand. So many things. And part of it, is probably, hey, look, Dad, I get it. TikTok's not made for you.
You're not in the demo.
But there's just other things that I don't get with it. Like, for instance, some of the things they allow and that they don't allow. They have this milk crate challenge that is going absolutely crazy on TikTok. I'm seeing it all over the place. In fact, it's one of those things, it's really TikTok famous when you start seeing it on other platforms.
Right.
And it's carried over. It's this milk crate challenge that everybody is doing. And I'm surprised that it is on TikTok because everybody I see doing it is severely wiping out, and it looks like there's no way they didn't hurt themselves. Now, if you don't know what this is, the milk crate challenge is where you stack up a bunch of milk crates into a pyramid, and then you try to walk up and over that pyramid of milk crates without falling. Now, if you don't know, you stack the milk crates, they're not very stable. So when you walk from one stack to the next, it's wobbling, it's about to give way. And the middle stack, just so you know, is 7 milk crates high.
Oh.
So on either side of that is 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. one. So that's how the milk crate challenge goes. And the reason why I don't get TikTok is that is all over the place. And yet my daughter and her friends were doing this thing that they do after they leave the bars. They just go up to people or people in their friend group and they're like, hey, do you know George? And they're like, George. And like, George Bush. And they shove him into a bush. It's dumb, but they just keep doing it.
The reason why they're going to shut that down is because they're going to say it's bullying.
They posted that up and they keep getting shut down on TikTok saying that it is encouraging people to hurt themselves. I'm like, okay, well, how is falling into a bush going to be less painful? I saw a guy that was running up the milk crates. He got to the tier of 7, went out from underneath him, and he landed on his face. Now, if you stack 7 milk crates up and land from that height on your face, if you said, Kevin, you can do one of two things. Do you want to land on your face from the height of 7 milk crates, or do you want somebody to shove you into a bush after you've been drinking? I'll take the bush every day and Tuesday.
Well,
yeah.
We have had 3, maybe even 4 violations on TikTok.
Yeah.
One of them was me doing this harmless somersault headstand. Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
So
You
how does
fell into the wall
Right.
and you were on your own fruition doing a headstand.
I mean, when she says I fall, I didn't hurt myself.
You were stationary.
Yeah,
You weren't propelling yourself down 20 feet of milk crates.
They shut it down and said we were encouraging dangerous behavior.
Right.
And then they shut us down when I jumped in my pool naked, but I had your face covering my funny business.
Yeah, right.
And they shut it down saying it was sexual, but then you look at other videos and they're
You
way
did
worse.
appeal that and they put that back up.
They did it. They did.
Yeah, and that's the way that TikTok works. I guess they have a panel and they're human, so they err, but apparently their policy, that's just where I don't get from one thing to the next, what goes through and what doesn't. Because the George Bush joke doesn't work because it's too dangerous, but the milk crate challenge is everywhere, and now everybody's trying it, and everyone is. I've seen it being. I think I saw one person do it well and actually succeeded. Every other one is people wiping out and landing on their face and hard.
Well, I saw one. There was one guy that was climbing to the pinnacle, like you said. He was up to that 7 crate part.
Yeah.
And some joker comes along to the pyramid and kicks out the milk crates
Oh.
on the bottom.
Yeah.
And the dude just falls directly down onto the milk crates on his face.
As soon as I can ever see again, and as soon as I regain consciousness, me and that guy are fighting.
Oh, you and that guy
Yeah.
are going to duel to the death.
Yeah.
How do we get some milk crates? Let's do this thing.
I don't know if that's smart.
Well, why start now? Why start getting smart now? I mean,
Yeah.
where are these milk
I mean,
crates?
he's still breathing. I mean, COVID didn't completely take him out.
Yeah.
He's still going. So we're not. This show ends when he dies.
I'm in my prime now. I feel
I mean,
great.
yeah. So we're not shutting it down until Jaybird's dead.
When you
so.
say milk crate, I guess I'm kind of dumb here. What's a milk crate?
You don't know what a milk crate is?
A milk crate?
It is, it's a plastic thing. In
Cool.
fact, a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of college students, you would carry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they just call it that. A lot of college students will use it for furniture.
Understood. Okay.
Okay.
Like a plastic box little thing.
Kind of
Yeah.
with handles on the side, in a sense.
Yeah, okay, let's get a couple of these.
You need a lot. Yeah, so I don't even know where they're getting them.
You need a bunch of them.
7 of them, right?
No.
No.
Way more than 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you need a lot more than that.
All right.
Panchita said the milk crate challenge is voluntary and pushing somebody into the bush is non-voluntary. That's their form of violence and bullying.
But mine was voluntary too. I was just doing a headstand.
He was
know.
doing a headstand on his own fruition.
The reason why they're going to get you on the bush thing is because it's encouraging bullying and hurting somebody.
Isn't that fun, though? No, I'm I'm kidding. Of course it's not. We're trying to figure out, okay, what is this going to cost? I think you're going to need 49 milk crates
Okay.
to do this, to make the milk crate pyramid. And apparently you can get them at Walmart for 99 cents. So it would be a $50 bit.
I have spent way more on way dumber bits.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Okay.
I think we're going to do this thing.
Okay. All right. Well, is it just a Jaybird thing? Is it a punishment for do it, bitch? Or just whatever we're going to do? We're going to give it a try?
Well, I think the real punishment for do it bitch is going to the store and buying them. That's
Yes.
part of the process.
That is part of the problem. So, yeah, if you want to take part in something that's probably going to break your face, it's just going to cost you $50 at Walmart. A couple of birthday shout-outs here. Got a birthday shout-out to Bryce. or Bryce sent this in to his wonderful mom, Hope. You have a great day. Also, happy 17th birthday to Lily from Mom, Dad, Kelly, and Daisy. A couple of little shout-outs there. Also, there's even a few celebrities having some birthdays today. Remember old Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter movies?
Who doesn't, Kev?
That Rupert Grint is now 33 years old today.
Dang.
Harry Potter kids are
Wow.
33.
33?
Right. Isn't that crazy? Also, Dave Chappelle, he turns 48 years old today. And Vince McMahon is 76.
Whoa.
Yes. And he's got a real fight on his hands because there's that other wrestling league, and they just got CM Punk over the weekend.
I like them
Yeah.
better than WWE.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to. And I saw that, I think, they made John Cena the champ again in WWE. So he realizes he's got a hot competitor. So he's trying to throw out all the things he can to try to keep it relevant.
All this is great for wrestling. You want somebody to be good to drive you, because if not, it
Yes.
becomes watered down and boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
How much
excited.
more fight does Vince McMahon got in him at 76?
I know Panda.
Oh, my
is
gosh.
excited because CM Punk's Panda's favorite wrestler.
When CM Punk came back, he was on the stage. It was in Chicago, his hometown,
Oh,
over
yeah.
the weekend.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
CM Punk was on stage crying. Panda was sitting next to me on the sofa crying.
The best part of wrestling is just the horrific acting. I love it.
There was no acting in my home. Those were real,
Real
tears.
Real tears.
Of joy.
Yes. Okay.
And then the whole weekend was spent trying to dig out all his old CM Punk t-shirts from 7 years ago.
Okay.
Isn't that sexy, though? Your man just loving something so hard.
Yes, I'm happy for him. He is on the cloud 9.
So could we get CM Punk to host Jeopardy?
That's too intense.
That's too much. Okay. Okay.
It's too intimidating.
Okay. Talking about Jeopardy and boy, they got a real problem now trying to figure out who's going to host this thing. And, you really do. You've got to find somebody that's going to be likable. And that Mike Richards guy, after what he had said on those podcasts, not going to be a likable guy.
You also got to find somebody who's not very vocal politically too. You don't want for Jeopardy. They don't want devices. They want somebody there who's going to be there every night to be just something safe,
solid with no agenda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Dolly Parton. I know she would never do that. She doesn't do the politics thing.
Right.
She's all about the entertainment. You need someone like that.
Seriously, if you're looking at that list, and it's going to be interesting as they kind of reboot this competition, if they don't give it all, full time to me and Bialik, who might they give it to? I know that they had a short list already with Ken Jennings, I believe, coming in second, and then LeVar Burton was their third choice, and it'll be interesting to see where they go from there if they don't do Miam.
I think Miam. I think she's
What's her name?
Miam.
Mayim Bialik?
I don't know.
Mayim.
I'm just.
It's a tricky name.
Can I just call
I
her
threw it
Blossom?
off.
Can I say Blossom?
Blossom, yes.
I think Blossom's been in some heat before, though, too.
Has she really?
I think she,
Okay.
yeah. So not to say that they won't hire somebody.
Well, I know people are going through podcasts right now trying to find what Mayim Bialik said that they can throw out there to try to get her dethroned as well.
Well, hopefully she doesn't have any sexist remarks like Mike Richards did. I don't think you'll take her down with that.
I don't think you're going to find anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at your list, narrowing it down right now of the likable celebrities, the ones that, they just don't seem to have any kind of, stain on them whatsoever.
You could have a beer with them, and it's not going to get heavy. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be just a cozy moment.
Honestly, a really bizarre name, and there's no way he would ever do it. I don't think, but then look at Drew Carey on The Price is Right. Adam Sandler.
He'd never do it. He's too big.
Exactly. But imagine if he would. In a perfect world. Could you imagine Adam Sandler hosting Jeopardy and how fun he could make that if he had, kind of like that whole approach?
It'd be loose.
It would be loose.
If he did that. But wouldn't it be kind of neat to have these stuffy people and Adam Sandler in there hosting Jeopardy?
I don't think it would ever work, but I do love the idea, and I love Adam Sandler.
Yeah, one of the most likable guys. Ed Sheeran. Not that he'd do it. He's a likable dude. So far, he doesn't have stains on him, does he?
He's likable. You hear him
Yeah.
talk, and I think he struggles with confidence sometimes too. I think he's real humble.
Yeah, he does seem that way. Paul,
But it would be good to have somebody with an accent. An accent adds
it
credibility.
does. British accent makes you sound smarter.
Yes.
Paul Rudd. He's one of those guys that seems eternally likable, doesn't he?
He's in that commercial with three other dudes who the dudes are in their 30s, and I think Paul Rudd's in his late 40s. He looks just as young as they do.
He might be early 50s.
Yeah, it's insane how good that guy looks.
Yeah.
Because he was in Clueless. That
Right.
movie's from the mid-'90s, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't look that much different.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He's clearly not human. He's 52.
Wow.
That's unreal.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves, one of the most likable celebs we have.
The internet loves him.
Yeah, absolutely. The Rock. I mean, he was just in the news today because a tour bus in Hollywood, he pulls up in his truck beside, The Rock, and he's like, playing to the tour bus, and people just love The Rock,
He's
right?
the people's champion.
He's South
He
Florida
really
guy.
is. He dubbed himself that.
Yeah, he is. And one guy that would have been great maybe, but you're not going to get him because he's passed, Bob Ross. The interesting little thing about this guy, he's the dude that you've always seen, the painting guy. Happy Accidents. You just turn that on. Everybody knows Bob Ross. It's amazing. And he's been gone for a while. And but everybody seems to know Bob Ross. Young, old, everybody knows Bob Ross.
Well,
and that afro and the painting.
When I was a teenager, they would always run it on PBS, and I'd ask my dad, I go, Dad, who is this guy? He told me, he goes, oh yeah, this guy's been around forever.
Eternal, yeah.
And I found out he had passed away, but I became such a mega fan, I wrote with a letter to PBS asking if I could get an 8x10, and they sent it to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that is cool. Well, you're going to find out a lot more about Bob Ross and maybe even a scandal in his life because Netflix tomorrow is going to be dropping Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed.
Okay.
I know he was in the Army, and I think he was something like a drill sergeant of sorts.
Yeah, he was a first sergeant in the Air Force. And he even said that being in that position required him to be tough and mean. He said, I was the guy that would make you scrub the latrine. I was the guy that would make you make your bed. I was the guy who would scream at you for being late to work. And he said the second he walked out of the military, he decided he would never scream ever again.
Wow.
So
He's like, I'm done.
He developed that persona.
I mean, he's over the top relaxing in those videos.
It would be really kind of interesting just to see what Bob Ross was like in the military because he'd probably be unrecognizable. One, his whole demeanor was different. And then the other thing was his hair. And apparently Bob Ross hated his haircut. But here's why he did it. He had naturally straight hair. And the only reason why Bob Ross had that afro was because he wanted to save money when he didn't have it. So he let his hair grow, he got the perm, and then he started to get famous.
So he had to keep perming it?
And once he became famous, he already had the perm, and his manager and everybody else is like, this is your trademark now. And even he feared cutting the afro because he was afraid it would destroy his trademark image.
Huh.
He's right. Bob Ross without that afro it doesn't work.
You're right.
And so he hated the hair, but he had to keep doing it. He was a victim of his own device.
So he had a fake afro? He really had straight hair?
Yeah, well, I mean, he permed it. I mean, I guess it was a real afro. You turn it into an afro. It wasn't
Right.
naturally curly, but yeah.
That's a lot of maintenance, man.
Yes.
Because trust me, I did it. I wanted an afro.
Yeah.
So for my 40th birthday,
Oh, I remember.
Under duress, Justin gave me a perm.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I had a massive, awesome afro for
Yeah.
about 3 weeks, and then it starts to grow out. And then you have straight roots, and
Mm-hmm. Right.
you have curly
Yeah.
ends, and it looks ridiculous. It requires a lot of maintenance.
I love curly hair on a woman.
Me
I
too.
love that. I thought that looked so good on you, and I thought people gave you so much hate. I love that.
I
look.
loved
I
it.
think it looks so good.
I didn't hear the hate. I was too happy having a fro.
That's
Yeah.
you do you.
You do
Oh,
you.
I loved it, but the thing about it was that it was just so much maintenance. I couldn't keep up with
Yeah,
it.
so imagine what Bob Ross was dealing with. How to keep that.
He probably had a hairstylist on payroll.
Well, I think he started obviously to save money. So however he was doing it to start out with, he saved money by doing his hair that way.
Huh.
So I don't know. I don't know much about hair, but that's one thing I guess you're going to find out about Bob Ross.
You're getting me jacked up for this documentary.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Did you know that Bob Ross painted 3 paintings every single episode? In reality, Bob would paint the same picture 3 times, and I'm going to blow your mind with this. I don't even know if you can handle this. The one thing that Bob Ross would do, remember those happy little accidents where you're like, the painting was done, and Bob Ross would put a streak in the middle of you, like, what did you just do?
He would ruin the painting 3/4 through. You go, he just put that right in the middle. It's gonna look terrible. What are you doing?
Well, you thought he was spontaneous. It was actually planned. He had a painting already done off to the side that he was looking at for reference to know exactly where to put stuff on the screen. So those happy little accidents weren't accidents. They were all planned.
Oh, man, Kevin trying to ruin Bob Ross, kind of like how he ruined restaurant and fast food ice for me.
Yeah.
Bob Ross is a fraud.
Oh, man. I hate when Kevin ruins
Bob
these
Fraud.
things.
Oh, just wait till you get this whole Netflix documentary. You think I'm just warming up. Who knows what kind of this whole thing's about scandal.
Oh, I hope it's like a sex scandal.
I mean, there's so much fraud in this story.
Yes. And then the third painting was done for Bob's how-to books, which required a lengthy stop for photography between each brush stroke. So he would paint the two. He would do the one live on the TV show, one he'd painted before as his guide, and then the third one was done for the how-to books.
There's one episode, and I can't find it. Me and Denny saw it one day. He's painting, and clearly he had a fight with a producer before the show started, and he's not letting it go. But he's talking about it in the most peaceful voice. You know, some people want to tell you how to do your own show, but you know, you just gotta just keep on painting. Just keep on painting. They don't know. They don't know about. Well, they don't know what's best for your show.
The old first sergeant want to come out at him?
Yes. But I can't find that episode now.
Uh-huh. And one other thing you didn't know about Bob Ross, the painter, he did it for free. He never received a penny for his television show, The Joy of Painting. But he did use the show as an advertisement for his own line of painting supplies. His company, Bob Ross Inc., went on to become a $15 million empire of how-to books, videos, and Bob Ross art supplies.
Okay, good. I'm glad he got his due.
Yeah, he got his due.
His son paints as well.
And he's still making money off of that because Bob Ross is still, his Bob Ross Inc. is cranking out the money, still doing that stuff, and his son is getting all the residuals.
You could argue Bob Ross is more popular today than he was back then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is interesting. You're going to like an Urban Outfitters, and there he is on a shirt.
Now, does the son make money from that, or are those rogue shirts with Bob Ross on them?
The shirts, I don't know how the money breakdown goes. I would imagine you'd have to do a trademark on that.
I see them in a lot of places,
Yeah.
like little vintage stores and little gift shops. Bob Ross, everything.
I imagine Bob Ross Inc. has an attorney or two that probably goes and slaps a few cease and desists on people.
I think there's even a Bob Ross figure. There's all kind of memorabilia out now.
And you can't tell me he's not making money off this Netflix special dropping tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's going to be out there. I wanted to throw out a big thanks and gratitude to everybody who has sent out well wishes for my mom. If you missed yesterday's show, my mom is hospitalized with COVID and she is going through it. It is real tough. And so I had asked the other day on social media if it's your thing, throw up a couple prayers, and a lot of responses from that. Had some stuff on my Instagram and Facebook. And I do want to say thank you so much for everybody just even giving a comment because I took every single comment, I screenshotted them, and I texted them to my mom so that she
That's
could see
awesome.
them.
Love
Because
it.
I just, I wanted that, and people were, giving me their own advice. And somebody who said, look, it almost took me down in December, and a big part of it's the physical and it's the mental game. And so, I stayed positive and stayed calm, and that was a big part of it, and it really is. And so a big thanks to all of our listeners there. A big thanks, too, to Little Smiles, because our charity, they stepped out yesterday, and they got my mom's doctors and nurses on the wing in Ohio. They sent them some chicken wings. They
That's
wanted
awesome.
Chicken wings.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's what
and-
Little Smile has taught me how to do. When somebody is in the hospital like that, to take care of the nurses and doctors and
Yeah.
show them some extra love because they're working really hard.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing because those doctors and nurses certainly deserve it.
They do. My mom just said time and time again. I got to talk to my mom yesterday. She called me, and I picked it up, and I don't know, because it's been sporadic. I texted her, I didn't hear from her for several days, and just boom, out of nowhere, she just called me. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know what to expect, when I picked up the phone. And the one thing that she just said over and over again was how great the doctors and nurses were that she had. So
Good.
Yeah, so big thanks to all that. So I do appreciate all that, because she's going through it. If you've had family that have dealt with it, it's tough because it's unlike a lot of other issues. When people are in the hospital, if you've got heart disease, and I've seen family members pass, and I was there with them. You're holding their hand and you're there, and it's comforting. COVID's different like that. I even talked to my mom. I said, hey, if I can be there for you, I said, I'll be there even if you can just look at me through a plexiglass window. I'll just stand there and wave to you nonstop. And she said, it's all shut down. She said, you can't get in. So, that's a big part of it. That isolation is really tough for them. And, the thing that just really, I think probably drop kicked me the most yesterday talking to my mom, and she sounds like somebody that is struggling to get every breath, as she said she was scared. And that's just something that's tough because, when you're a kid, it's your mom that always is the one that's in control, and you look to her when you're little, and she's got it. She's always
You're
got
scared.
it.
She's got it.
Yeah, always has had it.
And now it's flipped. That's a weird place.
It's flipped. And with everything else that's weird and tough, that was just her saying that was real, that's where it hit home. So, for anybody that's out there, man, I love to you and anybody who's out there dealing with the nurses. I know you guys are tired, and I know you're exhausted, but just know it means a lot, for people that are out there. You guys are going through it and doing what you're doing, because I know you're beat up. I know you're over it. I know it's frustrating. But, people like me really appreciate it. So I just want to say thanks.
And what did she have to say? Like, how's she feeling? Does she feel like she has to go on the ventilator? Is she breathing on her own?
She is. They're using 2 different breathing machines for her. They got technical names that, until I looked it up yesterday, I didn't even understand. She's not to the ventilator yet.
Okay.
But she's fighting for every breath that she has. It's tough.
How's Papa Ralston doing?
He's good. He's holding up. I think the thing for us, is for a long time, humans, we've put together religions, and we have our belief systems and things like that. And for us and my family, it's comforting in tough times like this. You got to have faith. You got to have belief, and we just believe it's in God's hands, and we try not to worry. As a family, we're just like, hey, all things work together for His glory, and so that's all we're doing, And so it does give you a little bit of a peace of mind for that, and thankfully I've been able to be there for him, because you know how I don't deal well with emotions. I got it from my dad.
What do you mean, Kevin?
Father was a robot. Son is a robot too.
Malfunction.
We don't like sad things. We just don't. We don't like sad things, and
because they suck.
They do, and it's a defense mechanism. So our first thing is we turn to joyous things and jokes, and so I got that sick, twisted sense of humor from my dad that he will crack the most inappropriate joke at the most inappropriate time. And you'd be like, what? But it's funny. But at the same time, you just realize that's, in a sense, his way. He's trying to run as far away as he can from the pain.
Because he's hurting.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
And he was battling COVID himself, but luckily did not have to be hospitalized. No. How's he feeling?
He's run down. So I hate that, he's having to deal with it, the way he feels. And, he loves dogs. That's the one thing that gives him joy. And then, just the other day he had to put his dog down. So yeah. So like I tell you, man, not to kill everything, the vibe. I that's why the positivity means so much. And like I said, we all got storms. Life is not going to be all a bowl of cherries, and you got to go through it. And we're going through it, and that's why. The thanks. I really appreciate all that stuff. I can't tell you guys enough, because there's a lot of pain.
Can I get you a keto breakfast of sorts?
I'm good, man. I already ate. I'm good. It's all good. I just, I'm here to, try to make people happy. So, and it means a lot to be here. So
this is a nice distraction.
It is. So, so I'm here today, and I'm doing well. You guys know I took a COVID test last night. I'm negative, so
good.
I'm cranking, so that's all good. But yeah, it's just unfortunately something. I think my family too. We a lot of times like the ostrich. We put our head in the sand, and I think for everybody, I would just encourage that you have a plan for this. You don't ignore it, and you, like I said yesterday, talk to your doctors and figure out what is right for you and for your health. Because I don't know if anybody's going to be able to just, sidestep and avoid this one.
Well, Kevin the Ostrich, I'm going to bring my friend over later. His name's Tito.
Okay. That's all good for me.
Tito.
That is all good for me. So
Tito.
Again, man, I love you all, and I appreciate you guys and everything that you've done. So thank you very much. All right, this is where we're here to judge. Are you a jerk or not? I think a lot of times we're faced with situations, And, there's kind of like a fine line between, okay, you don't want to be a doormat, but at the same time, you don't want to be too over-aggressive. And so how do you set that just right? Because sometimes, like I said, it's a tightrope to walk. So if you're kind of trying to figure out which side you're on, throw it to us. We'll give you the KVJ perspective on it. Somebody want to know here, am I the jerk for not bowing to these COVID demands? Got this, and I think she is okay with standing by because she signed it, gave us her town, and even her phone number. Rita.
Rita?
Just go with that, yes.
Oh, Rita's got balls.
Rita's ready here for a little tumble.
Well, you can't tell Rita what to do.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Rita. She wanted to get a ruling on this. She sent an email to us, mail@kvjshow.com. She said, I got a sister who resides in a different state. She's pregnant with her first baby and told me that if I wanted to see the baby after birth, I need to get vaccinated, even though I was firm about not wanting to get it. But because I understand where she's coming from as a mother, I did go ahead and I got the vaccine. Now I'm throwing her a baby shower. However, the guest list is comprised of my friends because she's really got nobody here locally other than some family. So as a courtesy to me, my friend said they'd attend. Well, the venue's paid for, caterer's booked. Today, she sends me her registry, and in the notes, it says that masks must be worn at the shower. So I asked her to remove that part. I said, you can't force your guests to wear them. She said she absolutely could force them to wear the mask, and if they didn't want to, that they don't have to attend. Well, I told her that I will most certainly not be wearing a mask, and I most certainly will not ask my guests to wear one if they don't want to. She then asked me if they're vaccinated, and again, I said it's none of my business who is and who isn't vaccinated, and I told her that I won't be asking the guests either. So she said she may not even come to the shower. I think she's just being an ungrateful brat about the whole thing. I said, if you want to feel safer, then by all means, wear a mask yourself. In fact, wear two. No one's stopping you, but you cannot force anyone else to wear it, myself included. Am I being a jerk for not succumbing to her demands, or is she being unreasonable? My stance is firm, and I don't have to throw her a shower, and my friends have no obligation to her whatsoever. So who is right? Well, I think, you guys are living it the way that you want to live it on either side. And I think for a while, you're going to probably find some social situations where this is going to be a sticking point that, there's probably just some friend groups that, hey, for now, we'll see after we get this thing under control because we can't agree on how we want to do it. And that's all good. You're doing you, I'm doing me. I don't know if anybody necessarily is a jerk. You just got your own stance in this. I wouldn't make her feel bad, though, for then saying, you know what, maybe I won't come.
So I'm going to go ahead and be the jerk and say they both are very annoying. So it's just, I read that, and that just makes my head want to explode because you got two people who are so set differently. They're not going to come to an agreement. They're just going to argue, and it makes you want to...
This baby shower is a bad idea.
It is. It is a bad idea.
It's a terrible, terrible idea because you guys are so worlds apart.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even go to dinner, much less host a baby shower together.
The fact that you have your friends going and now she wants to...
It's
you're
awful.
both annoying.
It's awful.
I
don't know if they're annoying so much as you guys can't do anything together. You can't. You're so worlds apart. You need to recognize that. And your sister's friends are probably going to be in the same camp as her. And so now you're asking all these people that didn't want the vaccine to now wear a mask. And it's just going to cause all this drama at an event that's supposed to be happy. Okay. Shelve it.
Maybe I shouldn't call them annoying. The situation is very annoying.
You guys, you shouldn't be hanging out right now.
Well, and the other thing that's kind of odd, most of the people I know that are, headstrong about, hey, I want everybody, wherever I be, to be vaccinated and masked. They, for the most part, are really limiting their social interactions. And so I understand you'd want a baby shower and all that kind of stuff, but a virtual shower or something like that is probably where you're set. And so this is for you. It's your baby. You can, have your own designs on that. But for what I understand, most people just seem to be stepping back. So just respect people's decisions. I think that'd be good. You don't have to have this fight. But you're
Respect.
You don't have to have this baby shower.
Yeah. Or, weren't we doing virtual showers a year ago?
Yeah. Do a virtual shower. Yeah. Send everybody an invite, and they can go on your registry. They can buy you a gift and ship it right to your house.
Yeah. Easy to do, I think.
Do you see why it's an annoying situation? Do you see?
It sucks.
Okay. Got an email here. Somebody wants to know, am I the jerk for dropping this bipolar girl? Said I'm a 31-year-old dude, and I've got a girl that I've been dating, just a couple dates now. But on date 3, she drops on me that she's bipolar. And she said that she hoped that I could handle her at her best and her worst. Okay, wow. I've really enjoyed our 2 dates, but I have seen firsthand what bipolar is all about. I know everybody's very open these days about their mental health, and we're supposed to be supportive regardless of those who reveal their truth. So am I the jerk if I never see this girl again? And if she asks me why, should I be honest?
I think you should let it ride and see, because there's a huge sliding scale of bipolar. You never know. Someone could have it severe. Someone could have very mild. Like,
Yeah, but she hasn't given you a reason to.
Exactly.
I would let it ride and see what happens. But if you're ever in a situation where either party's uncomfortable and it's not working, I would just say be honest with what you're feeling and then say it is or it's not working out.
But she hasn't done anything wrong yet. So to end it all just because you're panicking and hitting the panic button.
I think he's saying, I don't want to lead her on. I want to get further into this. If I realize that I can't handle the bipolar disorder, which I saw, I guess, apparently firsthand in another situation.
Well, she was 110% honest with you. Is it so bad if you were 110% honest with her back and said exactly how you're feeling, saying, look, I like you, but I'm also having doubt. Are you a jerk for being honest?
I guess this may be his question in today's environment, where there is the added sensitivity, and there should be, to mental health and things like that, that if you would do that for the sole reason, it sounds like everything else is fine, but she reveals her truth about a mental health issue, and because of that, he's thinking about checking out.
Well, when are you supposed to be honest? If you're honest about how you really feel, sometimes you're called a jerk or a bad person because you're speaking what's in your heart.
But you're also hitting the panic button before you've seen any kind of sign of her being unstable. I think you should wait until she does something crazy before you break up with her because she's crazy.
Yeah, but the fact that she broke it or she brought it up, she put it out there, so now he's thinking about it. But I 110% agree with you. There's no need to break up with anybody if there's no reason. But she did give him a warning.
And she could be on medication, and it could be controlled, and she was trying to be honest with you and vulnerable in that moment.
And some people fit good with each other, even though they've got some mental issues. I know couples that have mental issues. Their mental issues happen to pair up so nicely with like a wine and a slice of fish. I try to give you a
slice of fish.
I try to give you.
I love a wine with a floater. A nice piece of fish floating on the top.
I try to give you a fancy example.
One text came in and said, there's no reason he should feel bad about not wanting to deal with mental illness. It's a long road no matter what severity. It is okay to say, I cannot do that. Leave the guy alone.
I think it's okay. You need to be honest with yourself and your partner.
Yeah, you can say, I'm nervous. You can say, hey, I haven't seen anything weird. I haven't seen any odd behavior, but I'm just nervous because I have mental health scars from stuff I've dealt with in the past.
But just because someone's bipolar, that does not mean you have to stay with them either.
Okay, and I think that's really where it is, because he's just wondering, because like one person texted in and said he's a coward. He's going to get maybe some comments where some people think that...
well, everyone's going to have something to say about everybody. I mean, you find a seat and an ass, and hopefully it fits nice. That makes sense? Slice of fish.
Slice of fish floater.
And Stephanie here from Palm City had a quick comment about the baby shower and the little fight that is going on with Rita about the mask and vaccination, and trying to ask the guests to do that. I think we pretty much come to virtual shower. Baby shower is probably the best option, considering they're set so differently. What comment did you want to add, Stephanie?
Well, first, I just want to say, Kevin, I'm so sorry to hear about your mother. I was thinking about her all weekend.
Oh, I appreciate that. So she does too.
I'm a forever listener before Jason was even a part of the show, so you guys are like family to me.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to comment and say that the sister throwing the baby shower is absolutely the jerk here. The mother is just trying to protect herself and her newborn, or her child. These masks work best when they are actually protecting the person not wearing them. They work where you have it on your face. They prevent others from catching what you have. So this mother's just trying to protect herself, which pregnant women have a much higher risk of having severe complications with COVID. So this sister should care about her sister, and she should care about her unborn niece or nephew, and just put a mask over your face. It's not that big of an inconvenience to prevent something like what's going on with your mom.
Yeah.
It's not.
The one thing that I feel that, and to add to what you're saying, Stephanie, is just empathy. Again, I'm trying to go through this, and you may hear, demands that you're like, okay, you don't necessarily love it or believe it, but just to make the other person feel better, you go along with it. I don't feel like that's surrender or defeat. Or I'm giving up freedoms. Exactly. I just feel like I'm trying to make people feel good. So.
Exactly. If you could, even just a minor thing, if you could have one little chance to prevent it, do it. It's not that big of an inconvenience on yourself to put a mask over your face for now.
Okay.
Not forever, just for now.
Okay. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, that's a interesting take on that. And yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of social situations that are that way. And it's okay to say, hey, I don't think we're on the same page right now. Let's go back to all the virtual fun we have. Remember we were doing virtual happy hours?
I do.
We do all that kind of stuff.
I will say this, so if I find myself at a virtual baby shower, just go ahead and just punch me and then kick me in the nards.
Yeah.
That should be the punishment.
That's when you take that photo of you looking really engaged and you smiling and you put it in front of the camera.
Yes.
And then,
I can't think of a more...
Look at Jaybird. He's so locked into this whole baby shower. He hasn't broken that smile the whole time.
He's so into it.
So into this baby shower. Okay, coming up here on the KVJ show, it's time for another round of Do It, Bitch.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ha, ha, ha.
I feel real good today.
You do?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you and Denny's came off with a win last week, and Virginia and Suits had to hold on to that tens machine and get shocked with it.
Oh, we're taking down the witch and Google and Gary today.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You feeling good?
Oh, yeah.
How you feeling, Virginia?
I don't know. I got woke up in the middle of the night by a crying teenager. Not so good.
I can tell Virginia's tired today. I can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
I was up for a long time
Well,
in the middle of the night.
I've been up even earlier. I'm ready.
We got two teams. We have Virginia and Suits. We got Jaybird and Denny's. Now, we need to figure out who is going to be the gambler for each team and then who is going to be the responder. Virginia? What is your choice for your team with Suits?
So me and Suits, we flip-flop. Every week we go back and forth. So this week I'm going to be the gambler. He was the gambler last week.
Okay.
Danny, the witch looks so shook today.
It's called tired.
She's
I was up all
Here it
night with a
goes.
crying teenager.
Oh,
She's
here
on
it
the
goes.
ropes. I love it.
Take
Here it
advantage of
goes.
that.
Oh, we got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Take it. If you feel good, you take it.
I'm going to take it.
You take it, you evil witch.
Jaybird, what about with you and Denny's?
We've been switching it up too. Last week, I believe you were the gambler.
That's right.
I mean, what do you feel more comfortable, Denny's? Do you care if we switch?
I
Is
know
it-
Denny's answer, but you can see what he has to say.
Yeah, I'd say let's just switch each week. We'll
I
keep
love
the
it. I
same.
love
We'll
it.
keep the trend all the
I
same.
love it.
I mean, I
Okay.
prefer to do the opposite, but
I knew that was his answer.
You'd rather be the.
the gambler.
Jaybird skipping numbers. I remember that one week I had to stand in for the punishment. Like, no.
I'm a focus. I just believe in my dog over
I know
here.
you do.
I love the guy
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, I think a false sense of security is there.
I think it's badass when I call a big number and he nails it.
Yeah.
It's like calling your shot.
Now, what we're going to do here is the losing team is going to be revealing their cell number on KVJ TV.
Denny's, we have to beat them. She does not want to give her number.
Oh, no
we
way.
need to do this.
Yeah.
If I have to give out my number, I'm just going to throw my phone in the pond.
She's going to have a meltdown.
That's it.
I'm sensing a witch
I'm done.
meltdown.
I'm done.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be good stuff.
The witch needs sleep.
Oh, Denny's.
Now, what each of these teams are going to be doing for their partner is I'm going to throw out a topic, and they got to guess how many from that topic their partner can get in 10 seconds. Okay, so we'll start off here with Virginia and Suits. Okay, flip-flopping back and forth here. Okay, for our gambler, the topic is going to be, let me see. We're going to go with names that begin with an L.
First names that begin with an L.
First names that begin with an L.
Okay, all right.
Okay, what do you think here?
I think Suits could do. And how many seconds again? 10
10
seconds?
seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
I think Suits could do 6.
You can feel the tension in this studio, by the way.
Okay. 6, you said. huh?
Yeah, I have confidence in Suits.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's take it over to our other gambler on the other team. What do you
My-
think here about your boy?
My boy Denny's can easily do 7. Wait, a breeze. Al, come on.
Okay. Virginia, how you feeling? Do you want to up that ante in 10 seconds?
I mean, the kid, the prodigy in there.
He is smart.
He's smart.
I think he can do this. First names that begin with L. I believe in Suits. Where are we at right now?
We're at 7 right now.
So it'll be 8
Yeah.
in 10 seconds.
Oh,
He's
boy.
taking this so serious.
But
Oh, yeah.
I think this is doable. I really do think Suits can come up with 8 L first names.
Okay. All right. So the number is at 8. Now, our gambler over here, Bird, you can either call him or you can raise it another level even.
Denny's definitely can do 9 names. Absolutely 9 names. L, come on.
Denny's
got
can
this.
do. Oh, you guys are pushing the level. Okay. Back to you. It's at 9, Virginia. Can Suits do 10 in 10 seconds?
Do it, bitch.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the number is 8 in 10 seconds for
No,
Denny's.
the number is 9.
9.
Oh, geez, that's right.
Virginia's biting Kevin's head off.
Yeah, sorry.
I need every number we can get.
Yeah,
Come on.
I
You
get
got
it.
this, man.
All right.
9.
You got this, buddy.
All right. 9 in 10 seconds. First names that begin with the letter L on your mark, get set, and go.
Luis, Louisa, Liza, Liz, Laura, Lorelai, Linda, Lynette, Loretta.
He's at 9.
I think
In
it's
10 seconds. 9 in 10 seconds.
Can't believe it.
Wow.
So hard.
Wow.
Yo, go get some voicemails.
Damn.
Oh, boy. Okay, it's a best of 5 here. Round 1 goes to
9.
Gosh,
Jaybird
man.
and Denny.
I feel alive.
Oh, gosh.
Chase that
Wow.
feeling. Woo. I thought I just ran.
No, me too.
Wow. Okay. All right, here we go. Our next category, we're going to start with the other team. Jaybird, you're the gambler. And do it, bitch, here for you and Denny's. Got 10 seconds here. How many brands of cigarettes can Denny's name in 10 seconds?
Denny's can name 4.
He can name 4. All right, what do you think, Virginia? What about your boy Suits? How many brands of cigarettes?
Damn it. Oh, this one definitely favors Big D.
It does.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy. I don't think Suits can name 5. I mean, I got to go. Suits can name 5.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I can't just leave it with you at 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Suits will name 5 ciggies.
Okay.
There is a lot of cigarettes out there. My man used to be a smoker.
it's true.
I think Denny's can name 6.
Okay. All right, you're at 6 here. All right, Virginia, what do you think? Is this a do it, bitch, or is this something where you're going to take Suits up to 7 cigarette brands in 10 seconds?
There's no way that kid knows.
I think I have to go 7. Suits can do 7 cigarette brands.
Do it, bitch.
I mean, that's so tough. 7.
No! Suits doing 7 cigarette brands in 10 seconds.
Come on. I want
Come on, Suits.
Give out their number.
Suits, on your mark, get set, and go.
Winston, Marlboro, Camel, Salem, man. I think a few of them.
That's tough.
Oh! Jaybird and Denny's.
Oh.
Denny's. This is amazing.
Oh.
Suits, Marlboro Light.
Wow.
Everything has a light.
I didn't think I could say them both.
Everything has a light.
He still had like 3 more to name.
Yeah.
Wow.
I only know a couple.
Oh, days.
Damn.
Okay. All right. That was a tough round. There.
That's tough.
This is exciting.
This is exciting. You guys are 1 point away from
gosh.
a win here in the best out of 5. It's 2 to zip.
Looking for Jim.
It's not that fun. I fail to find the fun.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think it's that fun.
You're going to get so many weird dudes texting you for feet pictures.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay. All right. Next up, it goes back to Virginia's team. Her and Suits. You're the gambler, Virginia. You need a point and desperately. We're talking about breeds of cats. Oh, crap. Breeds of cats.
Now you give me one Suits can handle.
How many can Suits name in 10 seconds? Breeds of cats. What number are we going to start at here in your bidding?
Suits loves cats. He's got cats in his house.
Yep.
Denny's has cats in his house as well, but Denny's doesn't like cats.
I just have them.
He's allergic to them. And so I think he wouldn't be as prone to care about breeds.
I like seeing you work this out.
I feel like
it's a fun thing to watch.
Suits cares about breeds. Shut up, bird. No one asked for your commentary. Shove it right up where the sun doesn't shine.
She is so shook.
So pissed. Suits can name 5 cat breeds.
5 and 10 seconds. Okay, Bird, how do you feel about your boy Denny's? Can he do 6? Or do you want to call him?
I don't even know if there's 6 cat breeds out there.
Oh, man. I'm going to say, do it, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. 5
All right,
cat breeds.
Suits. You got to put your money where your mouth is. Now.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Cat comedy.
You got cats, Suits. You love cats. Let's go.
You get this, or you put your phone number on KVJ TV, Suits. That's what it means.
So big.
No
it's so big.
pressure. No pressure.
All right, 5 in 10 seconds.
Oh, no, he's groaning.
and-
That's not good.
Go.
American Shorthair, Hemingway, Calico, Tuxedo Cat, Tortoiseshell, Persian, American Longhair.
That's 7.
I think that's enough.
All right, I think
Yeah. Okay.
We've been humbled.
The cat came to play.
Blew it
I don't want
away.
that number posted.
Thank goodness.
Looks like this team's got 9 lives, Denny.
Oh, there's no time for pause.
Okay, here we go. Our next category.
Oh,
Denny's.
Glory. Oh, I won't stop. Can't stop.
Okay. Cereal mascots.
All right.
Cereal mascots.
I wish I was.
No, and you're not playing. You're the gambler.
Damn it.
Yeah, cereal mascots here, Jay Bird. You got to tell me how many can Denny's name in 10 seconds?
Sweet Denny's can name 4.
Okay. Virginia.
Suits can name 5.
Bird.
Sweet Denny's can name 6.
Virginia.
Virginia, are you awake?
I'm thinking.
She dozed off.
Thinking.
You're the breathing.
Man, this is such an intense
You
round.
need to give me a minute because I need to think this through.
Denny's, how clammy
You're
are your
at
hands
6
right now?
Oh.
in 10 seconds. Cereal mascots. Are you taking it to 7 for Suits, or are you going to say, do it, bitch?
I think Suits knows cats better than he knows cereal mascots. And he got to 7, but, I mean,
the longer she goes, the more
Yeah,
he could
that's
be.
just-
If he, you know what I mean?
Junior, you have to have an answer.
I'm going to say he's going to go to 7.
Okay. All right.
Damn it.
Okay, Bird.
Do it, bitch.
Oh, 7's tough.
Wow.
That's tough.
She took a long time to pick the wrong answer.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Kid
I
the
don't-
prodigy.
Came out the long hair cat.
Okay. Oh, boy, Denny. Suits has been waiting to say long hair cat on the radio for years.
So long.
He finally got his chance. Oh, thank God. Long hair cat. Suits, you have to name 7 cereal mascots in 10 seconds,
gosh.
or we're all going to see your phone number on KVJ TV and go.
Toucan Sam, the Tricks Rabbit, Lucky Charms. I don't know his damn name. Damn it! I don't eat much cereal. Snap Crackle.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop are 3 different ones.
Did he get Pop out at the buzzer?
He said Snap, Crackle, Pop. That's 3.
Captain Crunch at the buzzer.
He started it. That's why I was shouting it.
Wow.
I don't know. Snap, Crackle, and Pop are 3.
How many did he get?
Well, Pop would have taken him to 7, and I think he got Pop through, which would have been right at the buzzer.
Did he say the one mascot?
He was still
at 4
going
until and then he rattled off Snap,
He's like,
Crackle,
I
and
don't know.
Pop.
Snap,
I
Crackle.
think the Captain Crunch was at the buzzer, too. At least it was on the phone. I don't know about the delay.
There's a delay. I think this should be.
I mean,
Okay.
The tape should be reviewed.
First comment in the chat room is going to be our answer. Is it a point or is it not? Does it mean Suits is going to be giving up his cell phone number along with Virginia? They are saying no. He didn't
was
say
gonna
Lucky. He said the
say.
Lucky Charms guy. That is a loss.
Oh, it puts him at Suits.
That is a win.
Damn it.
Re-celebration!
Yes. Wow. Okay, boy, that was a buzzer
Look at
beater.
all those comments coming in saying point now.
That was a nail biter. They're saying the Lucky Charms doesn't count. He didn't say Lucky. He said the Lucky Charms guy. His name is Lucky.
What
Okay.
a round!
Yeah, that was woo. How about that, huh?
Virginia-
Intimidating stuff.
Post-game interview, Nikki?
F you.
Nah, okay, hey, it's short and sweet, right? Gets right to the point. She's no Osaka.
You're right.
Give me the mic every time.
She speaks to the press.
Yes, she does. I mean, wow, right? What a gripping round of Do It, bitch. I mean, that was just something, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Poor Suits was standing by in there thinking that he got it right at the buzzer, and then his argument started to fall apart a little bit. I think Suits did too. He kind of really doesn't want to have to reveal this, and I don't blame him. You don't know what this could lead to.
Well, we thought he had Snap, Crackle, Pop, and then he thought he had Captain Crunch at the buzzer, and but then it turns out he didn't say the Sugar Smacks guy.
Dig 'em.
Yeah, Dig 'em was the name.
Is his name.
The secret was on that cat. It was Snap, Crackle, Pop. Bam! You had 3 right away.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yep. Bam, bam, bam. Serial Mascots was the one that did it.
Tony the Tiger.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot
I
of
know.
good ones out there.
In retrospect, it's always so painful to go back, you know?
Yeah. Anybody know the name, the Quisp thing? That would be
the what?
Quisp. You ever heard of that cereal?
Quisp?
Quisp.
What is that?
You ever heard of Quisp cereal?
Quisp?
Yeah. That's a cereal, right?
Google
Wasn't
that.
that old cereal? I always see that pop up.
Is that healthy?
And old stuff. Well, of course, yeah, if he doesn't know it.
It was right next to that Wilford Brimley guy.
Quisp?
Yeah.
We did not have this in the Pennington household.
Have you seen it? Yeah, it's real old.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Okay.
It had a character. I don't know what the name of it was.
It's low-budget cornflakes.
Yeah, it really is. It's terrible. That's why it's not around anymore.
It's really, I remember, it is really good if you put a half a bag of sugar on it.
Okay, yeah. You're right. Okay, so we're going to have the great reveal. It is going to be for a 5 count. What we can do is we can go to Virginia's phone number first. She's going to be giving up her personal cell on KVJ TV, and then we can move the camera over to Suits. So, Virginia, if you have yours written down.
Okay.
Okay, you can put it up on TV. KVJ TV.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Oh, we are
I'll
so
do the
ready
5
for
count.
it.
Ugh.
And
I'll count for you, Kevin.
oh, you good?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay,
All
you
right,
got it?
so we're
Okay,
going to do
go
5
ahead.
seconds,
5
Virginia.
seconds, yeah, just 5 seconds. That's it.
All right.
Only 5, though.
Okay.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 hippopotamus.
Okay. All right.
You need to count for Suits now?
Yeah, he really doesn't.
He's going to put his fist through a computer.
He's running a little hot right now. I
Suits was in there doing a commercial break. I've had this number for 15 years.
I now have to change my number. That sucks, man.
Suits is so mad he took his tie off.
He does.
There's no jacket anymore. I'm like, damn it.
He looks like one of those guys on Wall Street that just lost all the money.
He just lost $10 million in the market.
Sell. All right, Suits.
this is over with.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and put that number up there?
I'll
Yeah.
go a little bit quicker this time. All
Bird's
right.
got you. Bird's got you.
Okay. 1 Mississippi, to Mississippi. 3 hippopotamus, 4 hippopotamus, 5 MISSISSISSISSAP, Mississippi.
Okay.
He's so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, he took so much joy
He
in
took
that.
so much joy in your pain.
Kevin's not the only smug one in here.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Hey, look, man, there's a lot of losing on this side of the table.
Yeah.
Expect to win one.
Okay. How long before the calls start rolling in?
Oh, man.
I left my phone with Denny's.
I can't wait for you guys to get feet pictures.
I'm going to throw mine in the lake.
If you're going to text me, at least send me something cool. I mean,
Oh,
Okay.
you know what that means? Suits want some booby shots.
Or D pics.
no. Don't start that.
What a great day today's been.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm glad you're having fun.
We're having a good time.
I'm having such great fun. I'm gonna order breakfast. I don't know if y'all hungry.
It's the worst day ever.
Taste buds back. I'm winning.
Yeah. There's a problem. There is a problem. People are calling shenanigans.
What happened?
I don't fully know, but people are texting in. They're saying, folks are saying Virginia gave out a fake number. Where is the justice here?
She gave out my number, Kevin.
It's not a fake number.
It's all, my phone's getting blown up. They're, oh, Virginia, you're so great. Oh, I love you, Virginia. Don't worry, V, it'll be okay. You're a good sport. You guys all rock. Love you. Oh, V, you're such a good sport for doing this. This is so funny. Oh, I'm so glad Virginia's finally paying off a punishment.
So you're getting all these messages of praise to Virginia to your phone because she gave out your number on KVJ TV when she lost and she's supposed to give out hers.
I don't care about giving out my number.
Right.
But are you going to give out your number or no?
I will. I'm sorry. I had this piece of paper and I just held up the wrong side. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Your number accidentally went out.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. That's rough. I mean, my number's already out there, so.
Yeah. And you're planning on changing it anyway.
I have to change it.
Yeah.
We all have to change it.
Can we get a show deal? Is that possible?
Can we get 2 numbers for the price of 1?
If 5 people walk in together, can they get a special deal?
I want to get a cool number where like the last 4 digits spells something out.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Tool.
Yes. There you go.
Did you give it out?
Yeah.
She did. Yeah,
I
she
did.
I
yeah.
didn't see it that time. Yeah, I was a little confused in the first round.
Okay, the second number is Virginia's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ignore the first one, right?
The first one is a joke I'm playing on Jaybird by giving his number out.
Yeah. She doesn't play fair.
Yeah.
People call me Riggy and think I'm doing that.
Oh,
But
I'm gonna isolate just the part where she sends out her number today. I'm going to retweet that out to everybody.
Oh,
just the
okay.
part where she sends her
you
number
can
out.
do that, yeah.
I
you
am
can
going
do that.
to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is not going to end here on the show.
No, this is now turned into a war. Look, this
is an all-day thing.
She threw the first missile.
I
This
got
is an
no
all-day.
problem with war. I love it. I will lick my bleeding wounds and come at you for more.
Which you don't scare me. You're old. You're slow.
She is tired today.
I may be tired,
You don't-
and I may be old, but I still love war.
After her nap, she'll really get you.
Yeah, you're right. After her nap. Don't interrupt her nap.
Now, this sounds a little horrifying. Maybe you're not. I am. You have got creepy handprints appearing in your house.
This is a weird thing. I'm very, very careful without never touching the screen of any of my TV. I never touch my screens.
Tell my kids not to do that.
In
I know,
fact,
right?
I'll get them washed sometimes. I'll get them clean to make sure they're completely spotless.
Garden hose?
I do Crisco.
It's effective. Makes them delicious, too.
But I have appearing on 2 of my TVs now little child handprints. They're not. I know I got bitch ass hands.
Oh, that looks creepy
They
in a
are
single
not
guy's place.
My hands.
Are
man.
you sure it wasn't Rocco?
There's no way it could have been
Okay.
Rocco because Rocco hasn't been at my house in so long. I've had my TVs cleaned way before then, and where it's at on the TV, there's no way Rocco could even get there. You'd have to have climbed on something. And they are small, childlike hands just appearing on the screen.
Creepy.
That is creepy. Now, are you thinking that this is something ghostly?
I do.
Okay. So that is your belief, is that you have got some kind of little kid ghost print hands. Why do you always have little kids?
Well, there's a little
ghost around your place.
Supposedly, according to the death psychics and other psychics that I've talked to, there's a little girl attached to me, and she's been attached to me since 2009.
And clearly she's got dirty hands.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, she's leaving fingerprints all over the place.
They're very greasy.
Yes.
But if you look at it, my hand doesn't even match the hand. It's clearly a different hand. I'll take a picture of it, show it to you
Yeah, I would
guys.
like to see the comparison. And
I know people think I'm crazy. I know people think I'm making it up. I got weird hands on my TV screens, and I don't know where they're coming from. And you wipe them off, and then they appear again. They keep reappearing.
no way.
Yes, I swear to you.
That's odd. Is that a typical ghostly thing that you see on the ghost shows?
Don't know. Never. I've never experienced this before.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think if you could do that, if you'd wipe it away and the handprint would appear again,
Yeah, there's
that
another.
gets you another TV appearance.
There's another thing that's going on too, but I think I'm just wishful thinking. I you know those two big pictures of Chewy I have in my living
You
room.
have 8,000 pictures of Chewy.
Your dog?
Don't try to come off like you have two.
I'm talking about the big ones, the centerpieces. Well, they are they hang on the wall and they're very secure, but every other day they keep moving on me, and I feel like that's Chewy saying hello to me. They move in a great deal. Yes, they're.
If you have one nail and one picture, they're gonna move.
I don't have one nail.
If you have two nails,
I have two nails.
and one picture, it's a little harder for them to move.
I was going to say that would, if you have one on either side and they're in the corners, I think it'd be impossible for it to move.
two nails and it moves.
Okay, you're on a sinkhole, bruh.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, it is.
If the walls are moving, it ain't good. Ask the people before that condo collapsed. The walls started moving, pictures started moving.
You think
boy.
sinkhole? I think ghostly. What do
Yeah.
you think, Kevin?
I think
just-
Rocco.
Or just I'm going with God?
He could be the explanation for all these problems.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's Rocco. All right.
All right. Fascinating stuff. We'll see if Jay Bird can get some documentation.
And no, I'm not high when this happens. Actually, in the chat room.
It's a valid question.
You're right. It is.
It is. You're right.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on there.
Ow!
But one problem, Jay Bird, you say you always have. Like, I think even at your new house, other than little kid handprints, you've talked about prowlers, peeping toms, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's very active.
Yeah. You do have a lot of really weird, creepy stuff. Go figure around your place.
It's
Yeah.
the man.
It's
Yeah.
like the Bermuda
He's
Oh
a
my gosh,
magnet
you
of
are.
bizarre.
I am. That I'll give you.
Well, this happened near Daytona Beach. A 37-year-old peeping Tom got caught with his pants down. Literally. It's Saturday night. Setting the scene. Oh, yeah. I can see you through your window. And then, bing, cops show up late. They're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just out getting some exercise. They're like, that's not what we call exercise.
We have a clip.
Oh, my
His
goodness.
pants were down, and he's trying to.
We're down.
Remember I told you me and Denny's went on a run where we watched all those Prowler videos? Some of those guys have their pants down and the news reports go, he was masturbating in the window.
Oh,
they
my
they report on that.
Oh, man.
This is
Put on
what.
the ground. Get her pants down. Tell him to knock his hair. Stop resisting. Get cuffs on him. I had eyes on him. I could see a trail. Dude, he had his pants down. He was like, he had his ass to me.
Oh, that's tough.
All the more reason to get a second story.
The one that I saw, the mom called 911 and the news report played the 911 call. She's looking at the guy as he's looking in her daughter's window, pleasuring himself. It's just like, oh my gosh, he is masturbating. I know.
I don't even take the time to call 911. I sneak up behind him with a crowbar.
It was the second time he had been there. Going, this is the second time he's been here.
That's
Yeah.
a weird word to cry.
That is, man. Masturbating. And you can tell the news reporter did not want to say it. She was very uncomfortable. Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's an off-duty police officer in New Smyrna Beach that got a little handsy at a little karaoke they had there. You know they love karaoke in New Smyrna. He put his hands on a woman's hips, and she's like, "Get off, creep."
Oh.
So she goes outside of the karaoke bar to see her husband, and the off-duty cop follows her. When she gets to her husband, the cop punches her husband in the face.
What the hell?
Yeah, and then he says, "I'm a cop. What are you going to do about it?"
That's some unlawful entry stuff right there.
You need to not be a cop anymore.
He was arrested for a count of misdemeanor battery, and he's been placed on suspension. Mm-hmm.
Suspension? You think
they're investigating more? He'll probably get the heave-ho as soon as they're done, but they like to make sure they fully investigate. Well, this is an odd thing. You know how awkward it is? You show up to work, and you're wearing the same shirt as your buddy, and you're like, the whole day, it's just kind of odd. Well, imagine if you wear the same shirt as your buddy and you go out committing crimes and then you get arrested and everybody's making fun of your mugshot because you're wearing the same shirt. This happened to two dudes in Orlando who are facing narcotics charges after a traffic stop, and they both were wearing matching Simpsons shirts that they were busted in.
Huh.
And they're not good-looking Simpsons shirts. I don't know if you've seen a lot of Simpson shirts, but this one's not a good one.
In 7th grade, I had the biggest crush on a girl named Angie.
Yeah.
And then I noticed she wore the same Bart Simpson shirt. Serious, 11 days in a row. And
was
then,
it the Cowabunga dude?
It was. And I'm like, I don't know if I like her anymore.
Angie.
Angie.
Wash your shirt.
I was like, this is getting a little
At least
gamey.
turn it inside out, Angie.
Yeah.
Funky Angie.
Yeah. Something. Oh, this is, boy, you talk about being down on your luck. I can tell you, this is tough. This guy was in a hospital on a ventilator, and you think it's bad? It got worse. A pipe burst in the ceiling and dumped hundreds of gallons of human wastewater on him.
I mean, there are days and then there are days,
you're
man.
like, you're just letting him, this can't get any worse.
At that point, you just go, God, take me now.
Yeah, you're like, I've had enough. I get it. I mean, what else we got to do? You know, here's the crazy thing. He actually recovered and was released from the hospital, and now he is suing the hell out of him.
He should,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just, I'm like, I was on a ventilator, and you hit me with 100+ gallons of human wastewater? Really?
Duty waterfall.
That's kind of
You gave me a duty shower while I was on a ventilator?
That's gonna be so surreal.
I would be like, this can't be happening. He probably was so pissed. It's probably why he recovered. He's like, oh, hell no.
The anger.
Yeah, the anger fueled him to recover to get out of the hospital just so he could sue them.
That would make the best TikTok video.
For not the person.
Not for the guy,
Yeah.
but for whoever posted it.
All right, let's end on some positivity. Don't know if you saw this story. It was all over the news today. If you've ever been to Wahoo's restaurant in Gainesville, small little kind of like seafood place there, the big Gators bar, yay, go Gators. Cool thing was a customer went in there and asked the restaurant staff to gather in a dining area where he then thanked them for their hard work and said he would be giving them $1,000 each. $10,000 tip is what he gave.
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody's like, they really been struggling there at Wahoo's. Now they're getting ready to get into football season, so they'll kind of like ramp it back up. It's like this money came at the perfect time.
So did he raise that, or is he's rich and he just took that out of his
He
own
had
account?
$10,000, and he gave everybody there at Wahoo's $1,000 each. That was 10 people deep. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. So,
Very cool.
yeah, absolutely. So I always love when people do a little positivity. I guess it makes sense. I didn't know this was a thing. There's a Disney World Junkies Facebook page.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's probably a bunch.
I'm going to start going there all the time because I have a feeling there's going to be endless amounts of really good threads.
There's all kinds of tips that you can do to like do Disney better. And of course, we always do Disney wrong.
So we're speaking for like we as us as a group, or you and your family?
Me and my family, I feel like we don't do it. Like, there's a calendar you can look at, and
Yeah.
it'll tell you specifically the dates not to go to Disney.
Okay.
Like summer.
That's smart,
and
yeah.
There's like the lowest attended day of the year that you can look and find that, and the lines will be so much shorter. There's smart hacks for Disney.
Well, this is a fun one, and this is something maybe you didn't even realize was available. Somebody to breastfeed your kids while you go to Disney. This is from the Disney World Junkies Facebook page. I didn't know this was a thing. We got this offer and post that was put up by Susie. Jaybird, you'll play the role of Susie.
Okay.
I have got Denny's playing the role of James.
All right.
I will be Brandon, and Virginia, you can be Sultana.
So she wants people to give them their kids while they go to Disney so she can breastfeed them?
I guess that's what this is.
It
This
doesn't
is
seem very COVID friendly.
This is what I got from the thread. And trust me, I wanted to see more, but there was some kind of like a lock that happened at the end, I guess, and it kind of locked it out. So, but I just got the screenshots. But yeah, I have a lot of questions too, but maybe this will explain some. Okay, so Susie, tell us about your offer here from the Disney World Junkies Facebook page.
Attention, parents. I offer a mobile breastfeeding service for all Disney properties where I will breastfeed your baby.
Here comes James. Why would anyone even want this?
Well, if you forgot a bottle or are nervous about breastfeeding in public, then I'll feed your child.
I'm a 20-year-old student at UCF. How much you charging?
Sorry, this is only for child up 6 years of age.
This seems like it's trying to be wholesome, but ew.
The country where I'm from, it's very common for mothers to breastfeed other children.
I saw Salma Hayek once breastfeed another woman's baby on a charity trip when that mother didn't have enough milk.
Well, from her picture, this woman is not Salma Hayek by any means. Any idea how much she's charging?
Oh, leave it to men to ruin everything beautiful.
I would imagine Disney would probably step in on something like that. But do they have any jurisdiction on a Facebook Disney World Junkie page?
I don't know. This is weird, no?
It is weird. Is this actually a thing?
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of this.
I haven't either.
Disney or anywhere.
Yeah.
Someone takes your baby and goes and feeds them for you off their breast?
Doesn't it feel like some authority needs to step in and
Yes.
say, we can't be doing this?
It don't seem right, Kevin.
It doesn't feel right to me.
Someone needs to leave in cuffs.
Yeah. Got another post here. This was put up by Alvin. That was kind of, I think, meant to be positive, and it didn't turn out that way. I'll play the role of Alvin. Jaybird, you can be Ray. Virginia, you'll be Derek in this one.
Oh, yeah, Derek. Give it to us.
Okay, yeah, Derek's real pissed.
Here's what Alvin put up.
Fact. If the Earth was 10 feet closer to the sun, we'd burn up. If we were 10 feet further away, we'd all freeze to death. God is amazing.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just spitting facts.
Alvin, your facts aren't. This is definitely not true. The Earth's orbit is elliptical, and the distance from the sun varies from 147 million kilometers to 152 million kilometers on any given year. Your 10-foot suggestion is asinine, with the emphasis on ass.
Derek, don't you and your liberal arts college education ever jump into my thread and try to interrupt my beautiful God moment. It's un-American.
Wow. So real science bother you that much, huh?
No, it's just that you use kilometers. Who does that here? It's un-American. Have a great day, commie.
Oh, commie. Great read, guys.
Commie.
We were in there with you. We felt it.
Yes.
This is just a really short, quick one, but this, you ever seen that person that they take everything very seriously and everything upsets them?
Yes.
This is one of those quick posts.
Everyone on Twitter.
Denny's, you'll play the role of Dean. I'll play the role of Tom. Jaybird, you can be Terry, who's not finding this funny at all. She's very serious. And then Virginia, you can play the role of Sean.
Okay.
All right, Dean opens it up with a question. Is there an air fryer that can handle a family of 8?
Whoa, take it easy there, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Not funny. The man was sick and mentally unstable. He was a murderer. Murder is not funny.
First day on the internet.
That's a good quip.
That's tough. You know, people like, you ever heard that? Like, you imagine that? Do you ever miss, like, the best opportunities? Has that ever happened to you? Where, like, there's a call that, you know, could make or break your life and you just missed it? Did that ever happen?
Like Publishers Clearinghouse shows
Yeah.
up with that big check and you're on vacation.
Well, what a joke, you know, like their van's pulling away as you pull into your driveway and you're like, who's that, I wonder? Yeah. Wonder what that was all about. Yeah, wouldn't that be just terrible? I had seen that there was somebody the other day that they had a lottery ticket that was getting ready to expire.
Yes,
Did you
for
hear that?
millions.
And I think they heard on the radio, somebody's like, wow, I can't believe we can't find the winner. And they're like, oh, wait a minute, do I have a ticket? And they're like, oh my gosh, that's me.
And they got the money?
They did, but it was like that day. It was like that day. And you're just like, I mean, imagine that. Just missing out on millions of dollars. If you know what? That's why you listen to the radio, kids.
Thank God they heard it on the radio.
By the way, we got to play the lottery more, Virginia.
I like to play the lottery. I just forget about it.
I forget about it. And it happens every week. I think 9 times a week.
They're adding more, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got a little which is better here. If you had to choose one of the two, he's having a birthday today, turning 48, Dave Chappelle. Who's better, Dave Chappelle or Key and Peele?
Dave Chappelle's show is better than Key and Peele. In fact, Dave Chappelle says they stole stuff from him.
Dave Chappelle might be the best.
Yeah, when it comes to sketch comedy, Dave Chappelle's made a few comments public about.
Has he really?
Oh yeah, about how they did his show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an easy one. I go with that. Okay, what do you think? Which is better, deck chair or hammock?
I like a hammock, although I fall a lot in it.
Yeah, they're tricky.
They're
tricky, especially if you've been drinking.
They're tricky to get on.
But once you're in them and secure, there's nothing peaceful like a hammock.
I think I might have to get a hammock now. That's a great idea.
You should.
I should get a hammock.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me write that down.
You should get a hammock and suspend it over your pool, and you can just rock, and then when you feel like you want to cool off, go in the pool.
Oh my gosh, Mama, you need to come over and help me set this up because I have no idea how to do that.
I saw it on YouTube because I was thinking about doing a hammock situation. You just have to put like 2 poles in the ground or have 2 really sturdy trees, and you can attach the hammock right to it.
What's a deck chair? What did you say was the other option?
Deck chair would be just kind of like,
a lounge chair.
Yeah, like a lounge
definitely
chair.
hammock.
Yeah, we're going hammock.
But the only thing about the you can't do anything else in it, though. I mean, because it is tougher. Like, if you wanted to read a book, if you wanted to, like, because when you're in the hammock, something about it, just like it puts you in the cocoon mood.
Well, it makes you feel like you're back in the umbilical sack.
It is tough to do the wild thing in a hammock. It's kind of like an outdoor waterbed, if you will.
Hammocks are not for
They're not for
sex.
Yeah, if you're doing that and you fall out of that thing, you might break something.
Maybe some heavy petting, but that's about it, man. I don't think you can get there.
Okay, which is better, The Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise?
Bachelor.
The Bachelor,
Yeah.
The Bachelor is the best. The Bachelor is better than The Bachelorette.
It is.
Because it's much more fun to see all the girls fighting over one guy.
She's right. They
It
get
just
better
is.
content and material.
Way better.
It's cringier.
Bachelor in Paradise is kind of skanky.
Yeah, my dad didn't like it. My dad's a Bachelor
I asked my
fan.
daughter which was better. She's like, duh, Bachelor in Paradise.
Bachelor, yeah, it skews younger.
But I loved Too Hot for TV.
I did too. Well, the reason why you don't like the Paradise one, it's too forced.
It
the
is
guys
too
are
forced.
too forced.
Everybody's trying too hard, and that's what I don't like. What I loved about Too Hot for TV is they didn't know what was going on, and nobody in the beginning was like, they were all spun around and confused. I like it when the contestants are confused. On Bachelor in Paradise, they all know exactly what they're doing. They're all calculated. I don't like it.
Okay. What about Jersey Shore or Siesta Key? Which is better?
Come on, you know me and Virginia gonna go with the Shore.
Fist bump.
Yeah, GTL.
Yeah.
Gym Tan Laundry.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked my daughter because I was kind of curious. I'm like, okay, where does Jersey Shore sit? And she does love that show. She's like, I think Jersey Shore is bigger, but she said Siesta Key is better.
I mean, they're all the same when you really break it down. Just a little bit more regional, but
Siesta,
it's the same.
it's just her age group, too.
Right. That's why I was
Yeah.
kind of curious. Yeah, if you're 23, single female in South Florida, what do you prefer out of those two?
Jersey Shore, they're just our age.
I think Jersey Shore's getting old.
It's kind of sad.
now.
Now, I saw they had, I don't even know who they are because I never really watched it. It was like maybe Vinny and some other dude.
The Situation.
It's probably Vinny and Pauly D because they're boys.
Yeah, it might have been. But they had them, and it was a dating show.
Yes, it's Vinny and Pauly D.
But they were like 15, 20 years older and all these girls, and it was just like, it'd be like taking me and putting me on a dating show with my daughter's friends. They're going, hey, what's up, ladies? All right. I was like,
And every episode is, we're just trying to find love as they're making out with every girl
it
in
was-
Jersey.
yeah.
We're just trying to find love, Virginia.
I was like, All right, which is better, a massage or a mani-pedi?
Massage me all day long.
I go mani-pedi.
Yeah, I can see you not liking being touched in a massage way.
If I don't like, I like if I knew the massage therapist and I had a regular person that I went to on the regular, I think I'd be more comfortable. But the whole thing of when you walk into a massage place and you don't know them at all, and now you're like almost naked and they're just rubbing it.
Yeah, you don't have the right temperament for the trade. You're too frigid. I don't see you. Yeah, you're terrible for massages.
Yeah, mani-pedi.
I'm definitely going massage. Oh my gosh.
Happy ending.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, girls. We're done. We're done. Okay, and today is Most Iconic American Restaurant Day. What would you go with? Would you go with Outback Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse? Which is better?
Outback Steakhouse. And there's two ways you can go with this. You can celebrate the chains and the national one, everyone. You can also do mom and pops, too. I mean, I think...
Well, if you're talking about iconic American restaurant, it's got to be something that from sea to shining sea that speaks to all of America.
So we
It's
won't,
Australian.
we won't do local iconic. Okay, I just want
Well,
to...
it's American.
See where the line's at.
American goes from the Pacific coast to the...
Just trying to keep my streak of, derailing the show.
Duly noted. Okay. Hold on real quick. I think we got a song.
Screwing up the show, killer, messing up the flow, killer, the show is down ruined, killer, what the hell are you doing?
Cheesecake Factory or Chili's?
Oh, Chili's.
Cheesecake Factory as a younger Jaybird. Maybe Chili's as an older dude. I love Chili's menu. I like their drinks. I like their I can't think of it. Tostadas.
Cheesecake is too big for me. The menu's too big.
Okay.
The restaurant itself is too big. Cheesecake is just overwhelming.
It does give me an anxiety attack. A good one, but it's a lot of... It's like, okay, page 38. Oh, corn tamales. All right. I do want those.
Chili's, you always, you know the menu. You love the menu.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels more comfortable.
And I know people go after chains. Oh, Chili's. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. Chili's has always done me real nice.
Okay. Is this super controversial to say most iconic American restaurant is McDonald's? And there's no real debating it.
I think that's true.
Okay,
I'm not upset with that choice.
I feel you. And I get it, but I'm just wondering if that is a statement you're making that is slightly dated.
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking of it even more dated than that. I was going to say Shoney's from my childhood.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about today, no, it's not.
Why are you taking my act?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and some people are arguing McDonald's really isn't even what you would call a restaurant. That's not even fair to give it to them.
Keep in mind, too, McDonald's is still looked at as king you-know-what in some parts of the country, depending on where you're at.
Not the Burger King.
We're very spoiled here on the East Coast. We have a lot of options. There's not a lot of options sometimes in certain areas where McDonald's is still king.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you just see everywhere? And, that might be the question. Some people are trying to argue, I don't know, I would like to pitch in for a Denny's because you see it everywhere, coast to coast. Everybody's got it. They're all over the place, and it is arguably definitely a restaurant.
That's one. See, Denny's is the kind of restaurant that you slum. If you know it's not good for you, you know it's kind of bad. You're
it's that person. It's the person you drunk dial.
Yeah, you give in.
You know that. Yeah.
Yes, you're giving into desires.
You don't want to see him in the daylight.
Yes.
You don't want to see him when you're too sober.
But you want to be bad. You want to hook up with Denny's.
That's
you want to get
is.
this.
But isn't that what America's all about?
Yeah. And then you would regret it in the
Our
morning.
shame.
Yeah.
Isn't that all-American thing here?
The best videos of people having late-night brawls are always in the Denny's.
Or a Waffle House. Someone said Waffle House.
Waffle House is good, too.
But
yeah.
the only thing is they're more regional. And we're talking about the most iconic American restaurant. And that means that you have to say, okay, what is still big in a Washington state? That would be big in an Idaho. That would be big in a Florida.
Everybody loves it. I don't love it.
Oh, I could never see you eating at a Denny's.
The Olive Garden.
Oh!
Whoa.
OG.
That could be the sleeper we're not thinking about.
That might be.
That could be.
But here's the reason why you're not going to get the vote, because every time you bring up Olive Garden, not you, but anybody, Italian people get very vocal and mad. It's not real Italian.
They riot.
They do. So it brings
but
anger.
You get that in New York City or in South Florida. There's a lot of Italians. But where I'm from, Olive Garden, they don't know any different. I mean,
Right.
If we got any Italians, they're like 5th generation. They don't even know they're Italian.
I don't get the hate for Olive Garden because bottomless salad, those breadsticks.
I know, but if you grew up and your mama was making, real authentic this and that and blah, 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 and this is not how they make it in the old country, if you're that kind of connected to Italy, I could see where you'd be like, Olive Garden's not it. But if you don't know and you're just an old English
gringo.
dude, yeah, you're an 8th generation English guy, you're like, Olive Garden's the best.
This is making my mouth water. I was mixing it up with the chat room before you even got to this conversation, talking about food with them.
The taste buds are fully back.
Oh, they are fully back, and they are wet. Or watery.
So dirty.
Prove it.
No, I'm just saying they're watery.
I dare you to lick Kevin.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Come on. Stop making this weird, Sinicky.
We got Olive Garden, Denny's, or McDonald's. Does that sound like a weird list if you're talking about the most iconic American restaurant? That's not off, is it?
Those sound kind of legit.
I know you're maybe like, that's so unsexy. But, I mean, maybe. I mean, that's just it. I mean, you got to keep in mind all of America. And trust me, I come from a part that's not sexy. And they love all those places.
Oh, you brought up Shoney's. Remember they had they had unlimited French toast sticks right next to that hot syrup. Oh my gosh. You did it to me.
Yeah, you're right. It made you wet, didn't it?
All right.
I know.
Tongue.
All right. Yeah, and somebody's saying, think about it. McDonald's is all over the world, and that might be the most iconic. I get you on that, but again, this is America. So you don't do yourselves any favor in your argument when you say, hey, they got them in Japan. Yeah, but this is America.
Someone says this. Rob, I believe her name's Robin in the chat room. Hooters?
No, it's not big enough because we're a little bit biased because they come from Orlando. They're from, not Orlando, they're from Tampa, that Clearwater. And so, it's got that flow. And they're dying out right now. I'm talking about,
They featured it in The Office. The Hooters, they had a big run in The Office.
Oh, when did that movie come out?
No, the movie, the show.
Oh, the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, because we didn't have a Hooters where I was.
Well, it's sinful.
Yeah.
Hooters is not what Hooters used to be.
No, and Hooters, I don't think has got that. Like I said, I think they're a Southern Florida kind of thing, and they may, as a novelty, have been something, but that seems like they hit their peak in maybe the 90s.
Definitely. Their best days are behind them.
Yeah.
Now their boobs are just sagging.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Kay Jacobs brings up a point. If it's American restaurant, shouldn't it be American food? I think it's just restaurants in America.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the most iconic, yeah.
Italians would argue that Olive Garden is American food,
Right,
not
exactly.
Italian.
Yeah.
You're right, they would.
Yeah.
They totally would.
And I don't think they're wrong.
Does Chili's or Cheesecake Factory belong on that?
I do think they belong on the list. yeah.
Chili's.
Chili's and Cheesecake deserve to be on there. And I'm going to go ahead and say Outback Steakhouse should be on there, too.
Okay. Again, another, boy, that's a Florida franchise as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but everyone
Tampa.
knows. Everyone knows Outback. Outback's everywhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Do they have Outbacks in Australia?
No, I don't think so.
It's just an American thing.
I think ironically
so
they
it's
don't.
bogus, like Olive Garden.
But I love bogus food, I think. I think I'm just into this kind
I
of...
think you're a bogus guy.
I think I like bogus food. Oh, whatever, fancy pants. Why don't you go eat some kind of trout and a crustacean?
I would love a trout and a shrimp.
Hey, Denny's, can we do this poll on the app if I sent you this? And how many can we do? Do you know, do I have a limit on the options? Because I think I've got right now 7. I got Olive Garden, Denny's, McDonald's, Chili's, Cheesecake Factory, and Outback Steakhouse. Is that right?
You are sending Jaybird into a frenzy over here.
I think today's going to be a very big day of food.
And that's different from yesterday. How?
Because it is different.
It is?
It is different because I got a late start yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I did. I didn't eat till very
You were
late last
delayed?
night. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll take care of that today. I
I
suppose.
will. Big
Yeah.
problem.
Get after it. Stop embarrassing
Okay.
us.
Jaybird got narcolepsy? I've always kind of been amused by that. I remember there was a character in The Sopranos. It was Tony Soprano's sister was dating this guy that had narcolepsy, and he would just, everywhere he go, and he just drop right out. And in a sense, I was kind of jealous. I'm like, oh, man. That'd be great, but it's just kind of interesting that you could be having a conversation with somebody and they're out.
My mom, that was one of the side effects of when her bipolar was peaking. She fell asleep standing up at the Palm Beach International Airport.
Wow.
I watched this bitch fall asleep on a pole.
Wow.
Did she miss her flight?
No, I woke her up. I'm like, Mom, we got to get you on some medicine.
Where would you say is the most unbelievable place you've ever fallen asleep? If you had to say. Because I know mine right off the bat. I had been out drinking all day in Key West, and my buddy Duffy took me to the Green Parrot, and it was very late, and I was standing about 6 inches away from a horn of a ska band, and I fell asleep, and this guy's blowing the horn in my face, and he's like, "Are you asleep?" I'm like, "I was asleep." I opened my eyes. I fell asleep in front of a ska band in Key West. I'm like,
That's
how did I
strong.
even do that? I'm like, I was so tired.
Weirdest place I woke up was C18, the canal out there, out in the Beeline. I woke up
That's
out
an odd
there.
place, yeah.
It was random.
Yeah,
it was
that is
weird,
random.
let's say weird afternoon.
Yeah. I can imagine that. So now, you are kind of dealing with this. And I guess, hey, they use it as kind of a gag in shows like The Sopranos and whatnot. But to really have narcolepsy, I'm sure is not fun when it's anything that's uncontrollable is not fun.
No, you can't drive.
Right.
Well, I wonder too if there's different I don't know, avenues of narcolepsy to where. If you have narcolepsy, are you still having sleep issues? 'Cause I have a tough time staying awake or staying asleep, I should say.
This is all tied together, and that was the problem for my mom. And now she sleeps with that CPAP. She's on the bipolar medicine. She's got all this stuff that she's doing, but a big part of her narcolepsy was tied into her sleeping.
I just fall asleep in weird places that most people don't fall asleep, and it's not that I want to.
Yeah.
If I'm busy and doing something with my mind, I'm
Listening
not
to the dirt of the day.
That's when it hits me bad. I really get the sleepies when that happens.
That's where it kicks in.
But for example, I was at Pep Boys getting something done to my car, and I was in the little waiting room, and it was taking longer, and I'm just in the waiting room, and I passed out and then woke up. Ah, where am I? What's happening? Pep Boys.
You are a freak.
I know, but
those people had to be like, "What the hell?"
But these little things happen where I fall asleep for about 3 minutes to 5 minutes.
It's all tied in,
and it rips me out. But is that narcolepsy?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it narcolepsy?
No, it's not full on narcolepsy.
Yeah.
It's a side effect, I think, of the sleep apnea, which you might need to get that sleep study done.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. And I was actually going to go get the sleep study done, and I got COVID.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, rats.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I am going to get that. I know a lot of people struggle with their sleep, and they want me to get the sleep study done just so maybe I can provide them with some answers.
Well, I'm curious, when you have narcolepsy, do you have a full night of sleep and then the next day you just can't help but fall out and fall asleep
I
in
don't
other
know.
places?
I don't know the answer to
Because
that.
I'll go 2 days without sleeping at all.
That's amazing.
And
I
then-
would lose my mind.
But is that narcolepsy? 'Cause I know narcolepsy is where you sleep, but is that just part of the condition, and then 3 days later you're sleeping in weird spots?
Yeah, that sleep study would, I think, answer every question you have.
Yeah, we don't know. We're just DJs.
I know, but if you tell me something, I'll believe it. And then
Yeah,
when
you
I'm-
got narcolepsy.
Get your ass to
Tell
the sleep
everybody.
study.
Yeah. That's how you find it out. Prior to that old adage, remember every time you smoked a cigarette, what was that, 7 minutes off your life?
Yes.
Yeah. They've broken it down now for food. That there are some foods that can add minutes to your life, and there are some foods that can take minutes from your life.
Oh, this
Lentil
is interesting.
soup adds to your life, Virginia.
Okay, I believe
It does.
Lentil soup adds to your life.
Okay, is that with conviction?
Like 83% convicted.
Convicted of lying on the radio.
I'm not lying. The magic lentil soup does for the human body is amazing. The benefits, the nutrients.
Now, I don't think anybody's going to be shocked by this, but they say eating a hot dog may shorten your life by 36 minutes.
Wow.
Now, if it's a gas station hot dog, you might want to double that.
That might be 36 years. This is the one that kind of got me. Consuming 4 chicken wings translated to 3.3 minutes of life lost.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so say that again?
Consuming 4 chicken wings translated to 3.3 minutes of life lost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've done a lot of damage in the chicken wing category.
If that's just chicken wing, I can only imagine what pizza is.
Yeah, I don't have that on here, but I can tell you that sugary drinks, burgers, breakfast sandwiches, those were the ones that were linked with the most minutes of healthy life lost.
That's your favorite thing.
I got one foot in the grave.
Yeah. They say fruits, non-starchy and mixed vegetables, ready-to-eat cereals, and cooked grains were associated with the largest gains. In fact, on the other hand, eating a serving of cashews may extend your life by 26 minutes.
Huh. So what if you eat a handful of cashews while you're eating a chicken wing?
Is it null and void at that point?
Because, yeah,
I stay flat?
I eat cashews probably even more than I do chicken wings. So I think I'm making up for it.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
good.
I'm not giving up chicken wings because honestly, I wouldn't do anything good with that time anyway.
Well, what am I going to be, 86 and, I'm not eating pizza, I'm eating prunes, I'm so healthy. No, I'm 86 and I'm sad.
You have to enjoy what you eat. And if you enjoy chicken wings, enjoy them.
If someone said, okay, you're going to get, you'll add 10 years to your life if you quit pizza, I'd say, no.
Take them.
Take my 10 years. From 98 to 88?
Yeah.
They were saying that walnuts also, along with the cashews, 2 to 4 servings a day or per week even contributes to a 13% lower risk of all-cause death.
Oh, man. You got to crack them, though. You got to crack those walnuts.
I never buy the ones in the shell. I get them unshelled.
Yeah, everybody gets them shelled.
Not everybody.
Foods like salted peanuts, baked salmon, and rice with beans were also associated with gains between 10 to 15 minutes of life.
That salmon's always on that power food one.
I love salmon, too. Bring it on.
Salmon, those nuts you always speak of. I know I sound like a broken record. Lentil soup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Just a couple of things. If you're looking to extend your life, that might be something to do.
I'm looking to lose some life today, my friend.
You're going to take another... Take a week off.
It's going to be a bloodbath for my pizza party.
Yeah. They say substituting just 10% of your usual daily caloric intake from beef and processed meats with a mixture of fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, and some seafoods can result in your dietary carbon footprint dropping by a third, and you'll extend your window of healthy living by an extra 48 minutes every single day. So there you go.
So much for my plan to have a big sausage party.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, the processed meats, though.
Oh, Mama, don't let the literature get in your head. Get that meat in you.
Mm-hmm. And there was one other thing that I saw about eating the right things. They say that flavonoids appears to weaken the SARS-CoV-2 virus spike protein.
Are flavonoids like in grapes?
Yeah, I think she's saying like right here, your like green tea.
Green tea, chocolate, and grapes all contain compounds called flavonoids, historically known to enhance health. So a North Carolina State University researcher decided to put them to the test against SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. And while not definitive, the results were strong enough to elicit some excitement. The compounds appeared to weaken those familiar spike proteins, which give SARS-CoV-2 its power to infect and spread.
Doesn't flavonoid sound like a character, a bad guy from a movie?
Flavonoid, yeah.
Avoid the noid.
Yeah.
Oh, I love old
Yeah. So I saw that story yesterday and had red wine last night.
Yeah.
Got right on it.
Good for you.
So I fought off COVID, Virginia.
You drank 3 bottles.
That's right.
Look how happy you are.
You're right. Honestly, I'm doing a lot better. So that's some great advice. All right, Jaybird, if you would put our whole lives into perspective here, close it all out with your thought for the day.
If you want to heal your heart's wounds, start healing your thoughts.
Yeah. Very good. All right, we'll see you all. The After the Show podcast coming up live in just about 10 minutes on YouTube. Just look for the KVJ Show.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.